everybody. How's it going?
How's it
Hey,
going? How's it
Starfleet
going?
boy. Hey, Ruben. Hey, Father E.
Hey,
Good
Rexon.
evening.
Hey, Fathery. Hey, Ruben. Hey, is that Esri? Or yeah, that
This
is
is
Esri. Esri.
Esri. He knows it's prom time. That's why he just jumped right up. He said, "Ooh, it's like
I
time to talk to the dudes."
I think he's trying to block your sweater.
Dude, he is. He just doesn't want you to
He's trying.
see
He
the,
doesn't want people to see the glory.
all this holiday fabulousness. Come on, Esri, move out of the way. Move out of the way. Yeah. See, me and Esri, we are feeling our fantasy tonight.
You are. I love it. Here, hold on. Look, we can do one of these things. Oh my gosh, that's
Jingle,
brilliant.
jingle, jingle. Oh, they don't move though.
Oh, they don't jingle.
Like the tassels don't move.
You clearly have to fix that.
Oh, dude, can you imagine how this would look with like a blonde, like flowing wig, dude?
I actually can imagine that. I feel like we're gonna have to do a future episode, Starfleet Boy After Dark Drag Race edition. It's
Yeah,
gotta happen at some point for
I
sure.
love the idea.
I'll
How's
join for
everyone
that.
doing tonight? What is new? What is everyone drinking? What are we talking about
I'm
tonight?
ready
What's
for the
everyone
8-hour epic episode tonight. We're gonna watch Star
No,
Trek
we're not
5,
doing
Star Trek 6,
No.
Generations, Insurrection. We're gonna watch TOS
We
backwards.
gotta save it for the holidays. That's only holiday time stuff. Maybe at Star Trek Chicago we'll do a like a never-ending stream or
Yeah,
something
so
like
the
that.
the record right now is 6 hours, 16 minutes, and 47 seconds. So maybe one day at some point we'll be able to break our record.
Oh my god.
We have, it looks like a
Look, I
couple
heard,
comments
but
already. We have Blue here. Oh, and Darren's here. Awesome on Facebook.
Hey, Blue.
Yo, Darren
you're my
says
boy
hello
Blue.
and yes to Braxton's sweater, no doubt. Blue says 6 goddamn hours. LOL. I was there. I think Blue was there the whole time, right? Didn't I think Blue was one of the reasons we kept going is because you agreed to watch. You agreed to watch Star Trek 6.
Yeah,
With me
and
Father
Trekkie
E.
Dave was there too.
Yeah, Trekkie Dave was there. It was lit.
Where is
It
he
was lit
now?
for that early in
Wasn't
the
there a
morning.
woman on last week too?
Yes, we finally broke the Starfleet
Allison,
Braxton, you
Boy.
sound like you're offended by that. You're like, wasn't there a woman on last week?
Oh, sorry, dude.
One of those birthers.
What are the, we did. We were graced by Allison. She's pretty awesome, and she'll be returning tomorrow on our TOS discussion of "And the Children Shall Lead." So
Oh my
that's
god,
really her.
why are you bringing her on for that episode?
She wanted to. I gave
It's
her
only one of the best
choices.
episodes of all time.
So
And then
we'll
after
see,
that,
we'll see.
we get to get into the Medusan lore with "Is There in Truth No Beauty?"
That's right.
Ooh. Oh, so what? There's another. The
Isn't it in
Medusans are
truth?
from before.
Yeah, there's a Medusan in the original series,
Oh, really? Mm.
Yeah.
but he doesn't have a
That's
cool
they-
robot body. He lives in a little suitcase,
Mm.
and if you look at him, he's so ugly
He makes
that
you go crazy.
if you look at him, you're driven insane.
It's kind of like me, but since you guys
Oh,
see me through video,
wow. Oh, so that's why they
Safe.
call them a Medusa.
Medusan.
Yeah.
That is why.
Huh.
I
Okay.
wonder
you
what
can't
their
look at it.
native. I wonder what their native like name for themselves is. Like,
I mean, we also have like a planet called Vulcan and a planet called Romulus. Like Talos, Orion. Those are all from Greco-Roman
Astronomy.
mythology, which is how
Yeah.
we name planets in real life. They're all named after Roman gods. So I think the original idea with Star Trek was that we would just continue to do that. And then I think at some point they're like, "Oh, we're gonna run out of deities to name stuff after."
we'll eventually get to naming them Marvel characters. Pretty sure.
Planet Spider-Man, the Spider.
I mean, why not?
The Spider Minions.
They should
Spider
reflect
Minions?
the times,
Yeah, they should do that.
Indeed. So yeah, so what are we going to talk about? I know we're going to talk about Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, season 3 of The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett. Are you?
Yeah,
you
season 3 of The Mandalorian is not out yet.
Father's offended.
I'm just joking, dude. Like Starfleet was like, oh yeah, like I'm about to go and watch The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, he keeps
But-
calling it The Mandalorian.
So I was joking with him today about watching Mandalorian season 3. But I did watch.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just watched the episodes tonight before we started. I hadn't watched
Fresh.
previously. Yeah.
Fresh.
So clean.
But you've seen the other 2 seasons. No Baby Grogu this season. I mean, this is a new series, but no more Baby Grogu for us. I don't think he's coming back in The Mandalorian season 3 either. Whenever that comes out. Parentheses Eye is here and says, greetings everyone. I watched that old TOS Medusan episode recently and noticed that the actress who played Dr. Pulaski, that's right, Diana Muldaur.
Yeah, Diane Muldaur. That's one of her 2 TOS appearances.
Right?
Oh,
is in
wow.
that one as the person who carries around the suitcase that the Medusan is in. Yeah, that's right. I had forgotten when she appeared on TNG, or I didn't realize or make the connection that it was the same woman. And when I found that out years ago, I was like, dang, Diana Muldaur this whole time was like Star Trek royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was the best
on
doctor on Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh my God. That is not true. Untrue.
Agreed.
Look how quick Ruben was.
I love Pulaski. I'm sorry.
I do too now.
I'm not
I didn't
sorry.
like
I love
her.
fucking Pulaski.
It's not so much that I mean, I like Pulaski.
Even though
I
she
don't
was
know if
kind of a bitch in some episodes to Data.
But that was kind of the point of her. And like it would have been cool to watch. Like imagine if Pulaski had stayed on the Enterprise and then we get to like season 6 or 7 of Next Generation and her and Data have become like best friends.
I
And
like
we could have
Pulaski
seen that
because
arc
none of
carried out.
her storylines are based around like really a romantic interest. Which
That's
I
not
like.
true. That's not true. That's not true. There's the episode with Riker's dad.
No, but that's not really based
Oh,
around.
yeah, they totally
it's
boned.
not
I
like
forgot
her
about
fucking
that.
a ghost.
Yeah, there's
Or
no
her falling
ghost
in love with
fucking
the Trill, or
Pulaski.
her falling in love with the wheeler dealer guy, like
Dude,
Troy.
the whole
Crusher
reason
was
for-
so sexy.
The whole reason for Crutcher to fall in love with the Trill is they needed an excuse for why Riker would
Right.
have sex with her. Because Riker has sex with every woman on the Enterprise.
He's Kirk, yeah, he's the Kirk.
Troy, Crusher, and Ro. And if Tasha had not died so early.
Oh, and who knows what he did right after they beamed her back up.
You know,
Wow.
the actress who played
Wow.
That took me a second to realize what the hell
I'll
you
have to her body, everybody. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh. No.
the actress
that is
who
not
plays,
canon.
Dr. Pulaski has been such a beautiful woman in her lifetime.
That is
Like,
not canon.
I feel like her appearance was ruined by that 90s mom hair. You know, like I just think that haircut is just so.
Oh, her
That
hair
was
was
it.
terrible, yeah.
I didn't like her hair.
Oh yeah, like
either,
the 80s
too.
and 90s, like there's all like a lot of like young women, like in like their 30s, they just went to the barber and was like, "Hey fam, can you just totally like fuck my hair up and make me look hideous?" Like I don't know why that was so popular for so long.
Well, in the later 90s, it was the Rachel cut from Friends that became the in fashion.
I don't remember what that is.
Star Trek
right
has
now.
a history of weird ass haircuts sometimes,
Oh yeah,
especially for the women.
Troy's
Yeoman
hair was
Rand had
great.
that big beehive
Oh yeah, it's
in
true.
the 23rd century.
There's some
I love the
episodes where
idea of-
Troy has like 60 feet of hair. Like,
But you know, but the thing is, like, as we know, like things like leave and then come back.
Yeah, it's
like
cyclical.
now, like
There's-
all these
there's cycles.
20-year-olds are like wearing like mom jeans up to their like
That's
navel
true.
and stuff. You know,
Mom
and
jeans
like
are like very in now.
the kids are wearing like huge glasses and stuff. You know.
Yeah, there's a long time where like glasses were just like undesirable. Like no one wanted to wear glasses. And then about 10 years ago, glasses got real popular again.
Mm-hmm.
It was when New Girl came out and Zoe, what's her face? Deschanel made
Zoe,
them.
what's
Like,
Ain't
her
no one
face?
watched that bullshit.
I kind of look like a sand person with my eyes reflecting.
You're not
the
supposed to
way
say
they-
that anymore. It's 2021. They're called
Oh,
Tuscan
Tuscans.
Raiders.
Sorry, a Tuscan Raider.
Oh,
My
you
bad.
can't say sand people anymore. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I guess
Ooh.
not. Thanks for letting us know, Fathery.
Oh, thanks for
Um,
making me current.
Also, here's Diana Muldaur in her older age, and
Oh,
I
she's
think
so
she
beautiful.
looks. Yeah, she's so beautiful, and look at her hair is so fabulous here.
I think
She
she
has
looks
been-
like she smoked a bunch of cigarettes and it made her face get all wrinkly.
Yes, but
But
She has
Yes.
been such a
Yes.
beautiful woman.
no,
in
I
her
doubt she
lifetime.
smoked cigarettes. She had a beautiful, like, she never lost her voice. Don't you think she still had a pleasant voice? Like,
oh yeah, she's done some voice acting. She was in the Batman cartoon from the '90s that I always sing the praises of. She played a character in there, a recurring character. Dr. Leslie Tompkins, who was like this street doctor who took care of
love
homeless
that.
people and could doctor up Batman if he
She
got
also-
hurt on his missions.
Played the stunt double for Helen Mirren in the Red movies.
What?
Oh, get out of here, dude! Man, stop messing with us, dude.
It's out of control. We
Sorry, it's this new thing I got.
Darren says cold-blooded. I don't know what comment that was from, but
Cold-blooded.
it might have been something fathery or Braxton.
Dude, I didn't
oh
say
yeah,
anything mean.
that's what it. No, he did. He said about the cigarettes. So that's gotta be what. Was that what it was, Darren? Just curious. Blue says I love her too. I don't think her hair looks that bad here. Do you guys think her hair looks bad?
It
I
could
don't
be
think
better.
it does either. Not right now. Yeah.
It could be better. That's all I could say.
This is from one of the later shows in season 2. Like, I feel like you got to show her like early season 2 when it was like real mom. Like, nah, dude.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find.
Or maybe it
But
was
I love
80s.
that we went straight to Dinah Muldaur, her hair, and like just where the conversation totally went. In case anyone was expecting the Book of Boba Fett right away, we were just like, no, we're gonna talk about Dinah Muldaur and her different looks and her hair. Here she is.
Oh
in
my
that
god,
episode.
stunning! Wow, she's been such a beautiful woman in her lifetime.
And that dress is pretty awesome. Like those '60s dresses. Like, how come people don't really do stuff like this anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Discovery,
This is like Met
season
Gala
1 and 2
stuff.
tried to have the weird costumes like that. Like, remember the space baron that was like, Harry Mudd, you have to stay married to my daughter. Like, they were dressed in some funky clothes like that.
Oh, that's true. They were. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see here. Oh, but here she is in her other,
And
her other appearance.
the one with
Red
the
uniform.
archons,
Yeah, the Archons, and she's wearing her uniform, and dang, she looks fine
Look at
there.
that.
yeah,
hair.
that's like one of the most beautiful women ever in all
Right?
of Star Trek.
She's really gorgeous. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, she's really really
stunning
beautiful.
beauty.
Yeah. Why are we paying tribute to her?
You brought her up, and I felt like seeing if her hair sucked or not.
Oh, okay.
Was it just like to see how bad her '90s hair was there? But we might as well. When did did she die? I hope.
No, she's still alive.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
good,
still
thank
alive.
God.
She doesn't like Star Trek though. She doesn't want anything to do with it.
Oh, because of the experience with the fans, they were ruthless at the time. I remember,
Yeah, she
including
she
myself.
was
Oh.
very unhappy with the whole experience. That episode where she got like super old and they had to age her up with makeup,
Mhm.
and then they fix her with the transporter at the very end.
Mhm.
She hated like having to like have like those prosthetics on. It made her
Oh,
swear
yeah.
to like never work in science fiction again.
Mhm.
Oh, poor thing. And it is kind of harrowing. Like, she definitely. I will say this: what's cool about being aged on screen is when you actually age. She definitely aged way better than this, like in real life. So wow,
Nailed it.
Wow.
But tell me, so why did Gates McFadden leave for a year?
They
She was
fired her.
Contract.
Yeah, she was.
It was a contract
Maurice
issue, right?
Maurice Harley, the head writer. He didn't get along with any of the cast.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, like, especially her, he wanted her gone. They say now that, like, the rest of the crew had already kind of bonded with her, and they were real pushy about, like, bringing her back. And even, like, Patrick Stewart was, like, real pushy about bringing her back, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why they were able to get her back. But and you know, I think it's terrible for like anyone to be fired for something like that. But I always feel like Dr. Crusher was a very uninspired character and a very uninteresting character, and whereas Pulaski I think adds more to the show. And the only reason why people give Pulaski shit is because they're used to Crusher being on the Enterprise, and so they just see Pulaski and they're like, this is not normal. We're supposed to have Crusher instead of Pulaski.
But you know what? But there's also something to having. I mean, because I think that Gates McFadden is like an arresting beauty, you know. And I don't know. I think there's value to that, dude. Like I love to watch Dr. Crusher, you know, and I do not like Dr. Pulaski. And I don't think that it was just the first season that made me feel that way. I don't know. I understand what you mean, but I don't know. I'm totally.
I think also, like, I mean, to be fair, Pulaski wasn't a great character either. Like, she was very uneven for most of the run.
She was racist.
Both of them would be my least favorite.
Basically racist.
Against Data.
Of all the Star Trek doctors, of all the Star Trek shows, both of them would be my least favorite. Yeah. I think they're both the least interesting. You know, I love Dr. McCoy. I love the Voyager Doctor.
Nothing beats Voyager.
The EMH is
the Bashir.
Yeah, but Bashir, he's not incredibly interesting early on, but if you keep watching the show, they do some great stuff with him.
Right.
Ruben, you want to play racquetball with Bashir?
Naked racquetball.
Wow.
Whoa. Dr. Phlox on Enterprise was one of the few
What was that?
That is Dr. Crusher's first return back to the Star Trek screen in like some odd years, 20 some odd years, I guess, in Star Trek Prodigy.
Well, it would be since Nemesis, and that was what, Nemesis. 02? So 20 years?
Yeah, so 20 years later, she finally returned.
Really 19 years, because I think Nemesis came out in December, and this came out in January, so...
And yeah, in her animated form, she came back to us, and she is an arresting beauty. She's gorgeous.
I mean, she's a lovely woman. Like, as a kid, like, I never crushed on her like I did a lot of other people.
Dr. Pulaski?
I didn't crush on her either. But no, I nothing against Gates McFadden. I just like I never had like that strong connection to, and I think it was when I was watching Star Trek First Contact once, like a few years ago, and it's that scene, y'all know, like that it's one of the greatest parts of the Next Generation Star Trek movies, but it's when Lily goes into the ready room to talk to Captain Picard. And tell him, like, you have to abandon ship. You're fucking stupid if you want to stay here and fight the Borg. That's dumb. What are you doing? What the hell are you doing? And Dr. Crusher...
Damn ship.
Dr. Crusher is even like, once the captain's made up his mind, there's nothing... And always, like, that kind of bothered me that, like, Dr. Crusher just, like, doesn't try to... Like, a part of me thought, like, that should have been Dr. Crusher in there, like, having that... But then I thought about it more, and I was like... Man, I don't know. Could they have like written a scene that good for Dr. Crusher, and would Gates McFadden have been able to have delivered on that? And like, I actually think it wouldn't have been as good as the scene that we got with the woman who begins with a W. What's her name?
Alfre Woodard.
Alfre Woodard.
Yeah, Woodard. Alfre Woodard.
Alfre Woodard. Yeah.
But she can act her ass off.
Can act her fucking ass off.
Did you guys see her in Civil War when she's like presenting her son's picture to Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
In that scene, she's so bad.
In that hallway, dude.
Yeah. She's in Luke Cage also.
That's my son. And he's dead because of you, and I'm right exactly where I want to be. I love.
Yeah.
She was also in Holiday Heart with
she
Ving
Rhames. Can act circles around Gates McFadden, but Gates McFadden could tap dance circles around her, I'm sure. I mean, and Gates McFadden would tell you, like, I'm really more of a dance choreographer than an actor.
Really? That's
I think that Alfre Woodard can probably dance too. You just don't know.
I bet Alfre Woodard could dance too. I will just say that like there's no way I could picture that happening with Beverly, only because I have Alfre Woodard's performance like ingrained in my mind. But I do think that like it makes sense that
John Luke just blow up the damn ship. Yeah. Like I do not see Dr. Crusher. I just don't.
I can see her delivering some of those lines, but if it weren't for, but they didn't like, but it wouldn't have been as rewarding because there was no the whole film is about Lily, like the Lily the connection with Jean-Luc with Lily, and like he's trying to show her a better future, and here he is showing her a worse, like a horror future, like a future where it's like the Borg, and like she's supposed to be inspired by him. So yeah, I don't think Crusher would have fit well delivering those lines. However, I agree with you. I do think she should have done a protest of some kind, like where maybe he dismissed it. Like you're right, that whole like once the captain's made up his mind thing sounds defeatist on her part. Like I don't think it makes sense. Like
there's a lot of times where she does have conversations with the captain, and where like she does like disagree with, and she's trying to talk him into something.
She had a doctor's prerogative to like make him medically unsound. Like like she could have pulled that out of her trick. Her hat trick.
But I know there are a lot of people that really, really look up to her. Like a lot of women who were little girls watching Next Generation, like they really gravitate to Crusher and Troy both, and for obvious reasons. And I think that's cool that that the character has endured for decades. That we're still seeing her in new Star Trek today in 2022.
Remember Me is still one of my favorite episodes. And I thank Crusher for that.
Yeah.
Which one is that? The one with the
one where everybody starts disappearing?
Yeah.
No, the one with the ghost of Sub Rosa. That's the
that's my second favorite episode.
Probably top 5 worst episodes of TNG.
Oh wow.
Blue says my aunt became a doctor because of Dr. Crusher.
See?
I have a signed photo of Crusher somewhere.
Sure, Yeah, she's inspirational.
Here is Dr. Crusher doing excuse me, doing where'd it go? Shit. What happened, Ruben? Are you okay?
I died.
Oh, he died.
No, I have to go through all that area again.
Here's Dr. Crusher knowing exactly how to hurt Q. Like which
I think that's called milking the prostate.
Oh jeez.
Oh my god, I thought that she was like adjusting his back or something.
She's giving him that pinky.
What does that look like to y'all?
I mean, it looks like back.
Look, the hands down there.
That's like a pinky and a half.
She's just holding him down here, like to the correct position. But yeah, her hand could be anywhere along the spinal column, all the way down to the, it could be. It totally could be milking.
Do y'all notice how Star Trek slowly over the years got better and better at like representing women? If you like watch like all the shows in order, like you started off with the original series, like they have Uhura,
100%,
which is kind of cool. But then the animated series, they give Chapel a bigger part, so they kind of have like and they also add Imress, so you have more women, and you also have like Uhura actually like take command of the Enterprise at one point in the Lorelei signal. Then you get to like the Next Generation, and you make Troy and Crusher both pretty prominent characters. But then you get to DS9, and you expand that. We have half of the station. I mean, half of the ship when you get to Voyager is all women, and then at Enterprise they take like a massive step backwards with Hoshi and T'Pol.
And they were trying to make it like seem like it was in the past, so they couldn't. Yeah, it's true, but
and now Discovery is like all women. Are there any men in Discovery? I don't think so.
There's Stamets and Culber and Book.
Like Braxton said, are there? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm totally just kidding. Earlier, PE was saying the Book of Boba Fett is Mandalorian season 2.5, just like Picard is season 2. Picard is not season 2.5 of Star Trek Discovery. PE. It's more like season 12 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Just like season had it gone on for
I think
12 seasons.
No,
Picard is season 1 of Star Trek Picard.
Yeah, I also think that too. By the way, a quick promo this Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. Father and I will be kicking off our watch-along series for Star Trek Picard. We're going to watch one episode every week. Hopefully we line up to be close to the launch date of Star Trek Picard season 2 by the end of our watch along series.
I think we will be, because I think that is being pushed back to
yeah.
late March. The thing that I tweeted the my forecast prediction of 2022 that we talked about last week on Starfleet Boy After Dark.
Yeah, and you also showed it on the show today. I think didn't we debut it on? Yeah, we like created it on this show. But I'm trying to pull it.
Well, I recreated it,
right?
But that was the first time we laid it out visually. Yeah, I have it right here. Oops, I just closed it because I'm an idiot. It's okay. I can reopen it.
While you find it, PE says the very first Star Trek episode, The Cage, had Captain Pike even say that he is not used to women being on the bridge. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not in the Menagerie, which is why.
Right, which is why it technically doesn't exist in canon. But everyone's forgotten that the Cage is not it's really splitting a hair, because almost all that footage is used in the Menagerie.
Yeah.
But they used to like tell us that all the time. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, here's the Cage." Like, it's like, it's not canon. What you see in the Menagerie is canon.
And I think they told us that for important reasons like that, like where certain things were.
Well, the ending kind of doesn't make sense, because that footage of Pike having a copy made to stay with Vina.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same footage they use it in the Menagerie when they show Pike has returned to Talos 4.
To Talos 4. That's
so, the ending kind of doesn't make sense if you think that those events happen. But then in Discovery, they have Vina say, like, "Oh yeah, they made me a copy of you, but it's not the same as like the real you, and I really want the real you."
Well, but the copy could have been in between the time of the Cage and the Menagerie, and then that's so like the copy could.
I mean, you can make it fit. There's
Yeah.
multiple ways to make it all work, but
yeah, exactly.
like I said, it's really not that actually big of a deal. But yes, I do like to believe that scene doesn't actually exist in canon, because it's a lot cooler if Pike is not an incredibly overt misogynist.
Until we get to Turnabout Intruder, which explicitly states that women can't be captains.
Well, there's no room for it. Doesn't explicitly state that. It says that there's no room for women in your world as Starfleet captains. But she's also bonkers, so who knows what she's saying?
Yeah, she might be crazy.
But,
it's true. Which feeds
now, however, in is it the Carbomite maneuver? Kirk says something very similar to Pike at some point.
Oh,
about
he does?
having a woman yeoman. Like,
that he's still getting used to. Interesting. That's interesting. Prodigy season 1, episode 6 through 10 will last until February 3rd.
Yeah, we know that for sure. These top two we know for sure.
Yeah, Discovery's coming back February 10th.
Just a quick thing. You guys talking about like the misogyny in this show just like makes me think about how like appalled old white men are at the world right now. Like, they could not even like, they're like, ooh, like it's gonna be like 300 years before like women can be on this bridge. And now to see where we are in 2020, I see why these people are out here doing crazy stuff, taking like a storm in the Capitol and stuff. They're just like appalled.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, like look at the world and the way that it used to be and the way it is now.
Yeah. They're watching this right now. They're watching Starfleet Boy After Dark, and they're like, why is there only one white guy on that whole panel? Like, what the hell?
That's what they're saying, and we're saying deuces to those people. But we go all the way till March 17th on Star Trek Discovery Season 4. So that's episode 8 through 13. And then Star Trek Season 2 of Picard. Star Trek Picard Season 2.
This is not what they've said yet.
Right, this is the prediction. Now we're getting into predictions.
They have last said that Picard Season 2 would be out in February. However, they haven't given an exact date. I don't think they're going to give an exact date until they do, and when they do, they're going to say March 24th. I think sometime in March or later, but probably March 24th.
Father, I think they're going to show us the first 1 or 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds at Star Trek Mission Chicago.
I don't think they will, but I think that they'll have a trailer for that, and they might have some news for the Star Trek movie that Matt Shackman's directing.
Okay, so maybe that, but I think they might actually show us episode 1, like at Star Trek Mission Chicago. I think it's gonna
I
happen.
mean, maybe they never did like they never screened new episodes at Las Vegas when that was the official convention. But
Yeah, but
maybe,
it's like-
maybe, I
it's
mean, they're
like
working with a different company now.
Yeah, who knows?
They
I mean,
typically only do that at Comic-Con, either New York or San Diego, and only if it's like right on the heels of a new season.
I think they should kick off the Star Trek comic convention, the new official convention with something big like that. But who knows? You're right. Probably, definitely the trailer by then.
Yeah, and
for
hopefully
sure.
we still have the convention. I
I
don't
hope so
I don't
too.
think if you put a gun to my head right now and ask me to predict that, I would predict that it'll still happen, despite the current COVID surge. But I mean, who knows? Everything is in flux these days.
I will go and wear the hazmat suit that Spock wears in The Naked Time the whole time, and just I'll feel safer. I'll like make a real air conditioned hazmat suit with like HEPA filters.
But it ain't gonna. If it's April in Chicago, you ain't gonna need air conditioning.
Oh, true. It'll
It's gonna be
still
50
cold.
degrees, Miami boy.
I
Bring a
can't
jacket.
believe- What did Braxton say? It's 19 degrees in his.
Yeah,
corner
dude,
of the world?
it's cold in the Mid Atlantic right now.
Yeah, it was. Well, hell, I'm down here in Texas, and it was 28 degrees Fahrenheit when I got out of bed this morning.
Shit.
74 right now. For me.
That's
I
like
know, it's like-
it's like
what is it?
-2 Celsius for everyone else.
72 here, further inland down south, Reuben. So, like, or actually, I'm actually closer to the water.
But it's unseasonably, it's unusually cold. Like typically, like the
Oh, you're not
coldest
close to the
it gets is like, maybe it'll be like about 30 for the high, and then it gets into like the high teens at night. That's like the coldest it gets. And today is like one of those days. It's like, as cold of a day as we experience. Not as cold of a day as like anywhere in America, but like for what we're used to, like the teens is really cold.
Yeah, that is. I miss Seattle though. It used to get cold like that. I loved bundling up.
Seattle's nice climate wise because it doesn't get too cold. It doesn't get like as cold as it gets here.
Yeah, they have a
sometimes.
microclimate. PE says I can picture it now. All of the celebrity photos at the convention will be photos of two people all covered up in hazmat suits.
Are you doing photos at Chicago, Starfleet boy?
If William Shatner is attending and doing photo ops, then yes, I'll do that. Just because
Is Ethan Peck going to be there?
I think he might be. They've
They've only
Gates
confirmed like
McFadden.
3 people.
Yeah, they've only confirmed Michelle Hurd, Gates
It's-
McFadden, and I forget who else is confirmed.
It's really weird.
Michelle, you heard?
Yeah, Michelle Hurd. It's gonna be there. Your favorite Rafi.
We should look that up. We should look up Mission Chicago in a moment.
All right,
That's
we'll do
something else
that
we
in,
can talk
in just a
about.
minute. Lower Decks season 3 then. Oh, Strange New World season 1 prediction June 2nd will
Yes,
be the
we-
premiere.
I mean, that's when we would run out of the other shows. Well,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, let me say one other thing about Picard. Having Picard come out in March, it's very likely that the top 2 viewed shows on Paramount Plus are Discovery and Picard. So I think that there's no way they would want to overlap those. So
You're saying the least viewed shows right now are
Most.
most viewed are Discovery. Yeah,
those
I
are like their
figured
2
that's right.
biggest shows. So I don't think they would want to release them at the same time because they want to spread out the amount of time that they're the main reason why they make these shows is so that people subscribe to Paramount Plus.
Right.
If it wasn't for that,
Ironically,
they wouldn't be making them.
Paramount's most popular show right now is actually Yellowstone, but it's licensed out to Peacock on streaming, so they can't actually show it on Paramount Plus.
Right.
Who's
It
in
said they-
Yellowstone?
It said they have the prequel show,
Yeah, 1883.
1883.
That's so hilarious. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
so-
like one of the most popular shows on TV right
Yeah.
now, Yellowstone.
It'll eventually live on Paramount Plus
Yeah,
whenever
yeah.
the license
what's it about?
expires.
Like, is it a
It's
period
a-
piece?
It's about a ranch. It's about crime.
Kevin Costner's in it.
I think Braxton should wear that outfit and cameo.
The prequel has some big names too. I think the prequel show has Sam Elliott and Tim
Oh.
McGraw.
Oh wow.
Sam Elliott's awesome. So is Tim
Yeah.
McGraw. I think that's cool.
Tim
Sam
McGraw,
Elliott's gotta be
the singer.
old. Yeah. The country singer.
Is
Tim
he actually
McGraw.
a good actor?
I don't know, but he's probably a big draw. Probably a.
Do people still like Tim McGraw? Is he real? Is he really? I always think his voice is really whining.
I mean, he was pretty big in the '90s, especially if you live in the South, I guess, where like country
I know a
music's
couple
real
of huge
popular.
Tim McGraw fans. Yeah.
I have Tim McGraw's face tattoo.
Isn't he still relevant? Didn't he do something with like Little Nas X or something like that?
That was Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, that was Billy Ray.
Billy Ray Cypress Hill.
Cyrus.
Tim McGraw's voice is
Cypress
so
Hill.
whining. I feel like you guys should like listen to it tonight and like writhe in pain.
Wow.
Listen to what?
To Tim McGraw's whiny voice and writhe in pain. Like I was listening to it the other day. I was on like a Faith Hill kick, and then and that song came on with like her and her husband, and like he started singing, and I was like, "Stop!
You know
heard
who
of
I
this-
liked was
I've heard of this rapper
from that
before.
era? I liked Garth Brooks.
Oh, he was
Garth
good.
Brooks is good.
Garth Brooks won't release any of his music on streaming, as far as I know. If I'm not mistaken, you can't find it on Spotify or iTunes or anything. Like you have to buy it. You still have to buy it.
The
and digitize it.
rose.
So now
and
the
the
thing is,
lightning
I've got
strikes.
friends in low
I love that song,
places.
The Dance, and like I listen to The Dance on streaming.
I don't know any of his music, but I know he's famous. But Tim McGraw did a music video with Nelly.
Did you guys listen to Chris Gaines? When
Was he on American
Brooks-
Idol?
It was Garth Brooks's alter ego
alter
that was
ego.
like a Nine Inch Nailsy kind of.
Oh, that's funny. Where did that appear, though? I remember
He was
that.
on Saturday Night Live as Chris
with
Gaines.
Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
That's
He was
hilarious.
host Garth Brooks and musical cast Chris Gaines.
So he
They
sang
did that
different
with
kind of music.
Childish
Yeah, it was, like, different
Gambino
kind of
did
music,
that
yeah.
too, right? Didn't he? Childish
artists
Gambino
have done that.
was the musical guest, and then
Oh, and Donald Glover.
Donald Glover was the host.
the headliner.
Because like the Gorillas are made up of a bunch of different bands that just get together to do that project.
Yeah.
I always thought the Gorillas were just Blur's side project, but I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
bunch of
part
bands.
Blur, part someone else. I forget who it was.
So after Strange New Worlds, which is so exciting, like I'm wearing my
Yeah, and we know for a fact that Strange New Worlds will be 10 episodes, and they have mentioned it should premiere sometime in June. So I think June 2nd is probably a safe bet for it.
Lower Decks season 3. After that in August.
Yeah, which would also be 10 episodes. The timeline really lines up to where there'd be a free week on August 11th, and Mike McMahon has said publicly that season 3 of Lower Decks is currently scheduled to come out around the same time as the first two seasons. Both of the first two seasons came out in early August.
There you go. And then we get Prodigy season 1, part 2, or part 3, I guess it would be, which is episodes 11 through
Bring
20.
the pressure.
Yeah.
Come play
And-
my game. I'll test ya.
And so that
that-
I stuck in the band Prodigy.
Yeah.
But this is why I stuck Prodigy in here at the very end, because they told us that these episodes 11 through 20 will come out in
In the
the year
fall.
2022, but towards the end of the year. So they would fit in very nicely after Lower Decks wraps on October 13th and gives us something to put on the calendar between October 20th running until December 22nd.
And sometime next year, if I'm not mistaken, Prodigy will premiere on Nickelodeon for everyone to...
Yeah, it's already been on
watch.
Nickelodeon.
Oh, it has the first 5 or so episodes. That's
Or
cool. I
the
didn't
the
realize.
first that 2-part opening at least. I don't know if they've gone past that.
Right.
But that's been on Nickelodeon.
And then we're gonna get the treat Christmas present, the motion picture director's edition 4K. I'm so excited about
Yeah,
that.
they've been telling us that's coming out in December, and if the rest of my schedule proves correct, that would leave kind of a blank week that last week of the year. So why not just go ahead and drop the motion picture on Christmas? I think that'd be kind of cool to drop it on like Christmas Day. I would watch it that day if they did that.
Yeah, it is a pretty cool idea. We could do a watch along too. It might be fun. Planning ahead for the year. Blue says, "I like this. I don't get into Star Trek news, so I appreciate these updates." We don't really do that much on news too.
Yeah, keep in mind, Blue, that this is largely my speculation. So this could be
this is less
wrong.
News and more rumors. Blue.
No, there's no rumors in here, but this is all
educated guesses.
Educated guesses. I like.
Yeah,
that.
This is all in line with things that the powers that be have said, except for Picard coming out in March instead of February.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
that was Cat for Lies.
That one is Ahsoka, and Ahsoka sounds just like Murph. That's cute. Picard season 3 in January. Strange New. This is like real like speculative now. It's Strange New Worlds in spring, but it makes sense. They'll probably want to keep the similar template or track. For the different shows, and they need time to edit and all that stuff. Yeah.
In 2023, assuming we get all this stuff out in 2022, all that stuff of 2022, that's all stuff that's already shot. That's like stuff that's already had like dialogue recorded for if it's animated. Those are the things that are in post-production now. All of that is in post. So those are basically guaranteed to come out this year. They've all been announced as coming out this year, and that's 51 episodes of Star Trek and a remastered movie. I think 2022 might be the biggest year of Star Trek ever, as far as like sheer volume and content, but in variety of content.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 presentations in 2022. At some point, whether the dates are right or not, there's going to be 7 different Star Trek presentations coming out. So that's cool.
I think in 1996 and 1998, we might have had 52 episodes because, Voyager and DS9 were both on the air, and had a movie with First Contact and then secondly Insurrection. However, those were only 2 shows in a movie. This is 5 shows and a remastered movie. So,
Parentheses I says, you could create a new list that integrates all of the release dates for all of the new MCU, Star Wars, and Star Trek shows and movies.
I know, but PE, I don't keep up with the Marvel news or Star Wars news. I kind of like to avoid that stuff, so I can kind of watch it and be surprised by it. Whereas with Star Trek, I have to stay on top of everything.
If we run out of material, we'll try to do that in a future Starfleet Boy After Dark.
But you want to talk about 2023?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Picard season 3 in production now. Yesterday, a Hollywood Reporter broke the news that they had to shut down. They brought people back from the holiday hiatus. They're going to resume production, and 50 people tested positive for COVID.
That's insane.
So they shut things. Yeah, and it sounds like it was, people caught it while they were off work, and then when they came back to work. But that's one of the things with Omicron. It's so contagious, and a lot of people don't know they have it. A lot of the symptoms are much more mild with this strain, especially if you're vaccinated. So, but yeah, they shut down. But then today, the showrunner Terry Matalas tweeted and let us know, like, oh no, we're back up and running now. So it sounds like that show is still on track. So I think it'll be ready in January. It'll be the next thing ready after all that 2022 stuff, though, because that's the only thing that is currently shooting now. But Strange New World season 2 is currently looks like going to start production in a few weeks in early February. So that'll be the next one that's ready. So I think we'll get Picard maybe January, maybe February next year, and then Strange New Worlds will follow that sometime in the spring. And there's for sure going to be 20 more episodes of Prodigy next year. We know that for sure. We just don't know when. So throw that in 2023 somewhere. And there is not currently a confirmed Season 5 or Season 4 for Discovery and Lower Decks. However, I'm pretty sure both of those are going to, especially Discovery, I'm very confident it's going to get a season 5. And then Lower Decks, I'm very confident, but slightly less confident that it'll get a season 4.
We should be getting news around now. They might be saving it for maybe Mission Chicago, but of renewals too. Like it's around the mid-season that they've been getting.
I think they'll announce Discovery sooner than that, because I think they're probably going to start shooting Discovery season 5 in the spring of this year. I don't know if Discovery is going to have a season 6 or 7 or go past 5. That's the first year in Discovery's lifetime where I'm saying that it could be the end at 5.
Dude, Discovery is going to end when the Federation president chooses Michael Burnham to be her running mate. Or Michael Burnham is then going to leave, or is going to leave Starfleet and run for president because the Federation president has been killed or something.
I like her as captain. Let her stay in the chair for a bit.
Yeah, I like her as captain too.
Dude, she's totally on her way to be a Federation president, dude. All the political allies that she's building amongst the Navarre.
Yeah, people
like the
would lose
idea.
their shit if that happened.
I like the idea of Michael.
I think I want her to stay captain. You know, I wouldn't want Kirk to be. Picard maybe could be Federation president. I wouldn't want Kirk or a lot of other people. I kind of like them as captains, but
I'm gonna wear some.
I'm confident we'll get that season 5 though. I just don't. I think they'll tell us though. I think they'll tell us. They'll want to promote it. They'll want to be like the final season of Star Trek. They'll let us know pretty quick if it is the last. I think.
Mm-hmm.
They will know. They will let us know. But what's this?
I'm gonna get some Michael Burnham for Federation president T-shirts and hats made just so I can wear in Chicago. I hope I don't get assaulted.
Now, Doug Jones did say a while back that the original plan for Discovery was 5 seasons, but then he said but that was also 3 showrunners ago, so who knows? But I mean, a lot of the actors are already talking about coming back for season 5. Like when I was in Vegas, I heard the guy who plays Admiral Vance. He was like, I hope I'm back there for season 5. I want to come back. Jonathan Frakes has already talked about he's looking forward to directing more Discovery in season 5. Because Jonathan Frakes can't keep a secret to save his fucking life. He spoiled the Mirror Universe for us back in season 1. So, season 5 is for sure happening. It just hasn't been officially announced, and there's been no production. Has you know how they started production on season 4 without announcing it? They just kind of did it secretly, but we still found out because it's hard to keep that stuff under wrap. They just never officially confirmed season 4 until finally they did. But we're not even experienced. If they were shooting season 5 now, we'd probably know about it. And so far they're not, but I think they will be in the springtime.
Oh, weird. Sorry, I'm having a technical problem in the background. But Blue wants to know, actually, Blue was asking parentheses eyes, which Star Trek upcoming series are you most looking forward to? And I'm curious, I know Fathery's is Strange New Worlds, I think, right?
Strange New Worlds and Picard Season 2 are a very close race.
Matt.
But Strange New Worlds, I think, beats it out just a little bit.
It's the Pike effect.
Both of those.
I feel like Ruben is also super hyped for Strange New Worlds, of all the shows, because he used to talk about it till I called him out on it, and then he doesn't make any more Strange New World references, but he was doing it a lot before. Maybe when we go back to our TOS discussions. And then Braxton, what show are you looking forward to most coming up?
Strange New Worlds. New Pike and Spock.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Blue agrees, Strange New Worlds, since that is the one that is the newest of them all. Yeah, and it's also exciting because it is going to be the totally another new series. We're gonna
dude, Captain Pike is such a good guy, dude.
He is such a good guy. And Blue also says maybe Strange New Worlds or Picard season 2. So
can Captain Pike fight, dude?
Yeah, I'm sure he can fight.
Have we seen him fight?
Pike,
I feel like we haven't seen him.
Have
fight.
we seen Pike Fu?
I feel like we have not. It would be.
I mean,
it's okay for a man not to
in
be
the-
able to fight.
In the cage, you see him fight the guy on Rigel when
Oh, that's right. He's always meant to be the more cerebral captain, even though Captain Kirk is very cerebral in my opinion. But Pike was meant to be like a more thinking type of.
I think he
less
can be pretty scrappy
action-oriented.
too, though.
Yeah, like from what we've seen, so far. But yeah, Anson Mount, does he fight on?
He's gonna be beaming down. He's gonna be like in the action. He's gonna be like like that first episode of Discovery season 2 when Michael is stuck on that asteroid and can't beam back, and then like she gets like that first image of the Red Angel, but then like Pike like runs in to save her. He's like the man of action. Like he goes and like he's like Captain Kirk. Like he goes and like does the shit himself.
Yeah, he does.
That'll be Pike.
That'll definitely. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to see. I feel like in this season of Discovery, Michael Burnham, and even last season, I feel like she had that fight with Ariam last season, but I feel like we haven't seen Michael Burnham kick some
No,
ass.
it's 2 seasons ago. It was in season 2.
She kicked Georgiou's butt a couple times in season 2. Also, she
I
did
like
a lot
that
of ass
fight in the
kicking
mirror
in
universe.
that
I like
episode.
that fight.
Oh yeah, and
against
she fights
Lorca.
she fights in the mirror universe.
When she was
with
trying to
Lorca.
Vulcan pinch him, and he was like having to like block her, and he's like, "No, stop! Listen to me." He's trying to like.
She
block
was
her
the
pinch.
most action oriented in season 2.
Well,
I
she has
think,
the
right?
she has the Sus Mana. She has the
Yeah,
the Vulcan martial arts, which was
But like
established in
season 3,
Enterprise.
she only fights Book, right? That's it. She doesn't fight anyone else.
She fights Osira. The
Oh yeah, I forgot about
She does
the
fight Osiris.
throw that bitch in the computer battle. I forgot about that. Where she's like, "Let me throw you in this computer and then blast you."
But
when
she
you try to
threw
come
her
out.
into programmable matter.
Yeah, or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, it was like,
Mhm.
and then or Osira threw her in, and then she pulls out her
oh,
gun.
she shot
and
herself out.
She shot herself out and kills Osira in the meantime, right?
Yeah, but I'll tell you who like I don't want to see fight in Strange New Worlds is Spock, unless he's like mind controlled or something. Because that was the way that Spock fought in this last episode of Prodigy. When
That's how
when
he's supposed to fight.
him and Dal beam over to the Klingon ship, and he just casually like walks around pinching people. That was the thing that like Nimoy really wanted, was like Spock is not a physical combatant guy. He's so smart. He knows a clever technique to take down an enemy instantly.
Yeah, I like that totally.
He could have developed that. Like, I'd be okay with him getting into a few, brawls
No,
here and there,
I
and
would-
like figuring out that he doesn't.
I'll
like
be
to fight.
mad if I see like Ethan Peck like flipping around doing like kung fu kicks. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Because most of the time to fight, you have to be angry, and I don't associate Vulcans with being angry.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. He is half human, and he is exploring his emotions. It seems, according to Discovery.
Even if they do like that angle, if he's like, oh, he's actually in his violent fighting phase, I think that's less interesting.
Yeah,
I think that makes the show worse than if they did it the way I'm suggesting. So that's one of my hopes for Strange New Worlds.
Blue read my mind. I want to see Uhura fight. Hell, yes. Can you imagine doing roundhouse kicks in those boots? Like in that. Do you know if she's gonna be wearing a miniskirt? Like, I don't remember if they showed her.
They can't
full-
wear those types of minis.
Why?
I mean,
Why not? That's like totally regulation.
Yeah,
uniform
I
at the
think they'll have a
time.
longer version of it. It'll be a little longer. It won't be as short.
You do see like pretty much like the panty line of all of the actors wearing the mini skirts in the original series, but back then apparently it was very liberating. It wasn't considered a taboo as it is today. It was women appreciated showing their legs off on screen and like their kind of their femininity.
Grace Lee Whitney, who played Janice Rand, and Nichelle Nichols both said that they really liked getting to wear those It's not technically a mini skirt. Is it? Like, it's technically like a mini dress.
A mini dress, yeah.
But everyone calls it the mini skirt.
Nicole Nichols used to love to show her body. Dude, I shared
Yes,
with
she did.
Starfleet Boy this picture that Nichelle Nichols like took at like her like second wedding or something, and she was probably like in her late 50s or 60s, and she had her breasts all hanging out, dude.
Yeah, she did. But she had great
Mhm.
ones, so why not? I mean,
Yeah.
like, it's all good. Nichelle Nichols would have totally had an OnlyFans.
Her and Dawn Robinson, that was the picture.
I don't think she would have had OnlyFans because she was always like really well off, right? Like she came from like a rich family.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't
So-
realize that. So yeah, but what does that mean? Are you saying only poor people are on OnlyFans? Like, is that what it is?
Yeah,
Is that,
I think
it's a way to-
people only use that if they need it as an income source.
I think some people do it to express themselves in a
Yeah, but you can
different
just do
way.
that for free. You can just like go onto Reddit and be like, look at me naked. Here's pictures.
Right, that's true.
That's how I do it.
That's how Ruben does it.
Ruben is on /r/ what is it? r/Ruben naked. Stress free Kate's here. Howdy all. Seems like Tuvok never really fought unless caroused. Caroused.
Tuvok would
Oh,
fight
crazed,
people
crazed.
sometimes.
Sorry, when he was crazed, I read that wrong.
With
So,
there
yeah.
were some combat situations I think where Tuvok had to get scrappy.
Wasn't he going through the?
but he
punk
was
part?
al- I mean, he was also the security.
Oh, that's
officer.
with Don Lewis. That's with. That's right. I remember that
See,
photo.
Look at those breasts.
There.
So that's a classy wedding dress.
That is a class, and it's not a wedding dress. She's at a party with Don Lewis. That's Don Lewis's birthday party.
Oh,
as a matter
I
of
thought
fact.
he was talking about like her second wedding.
Oh,
No,
you know
that's-
what?
That's
She's
Don
wearing-
Lewis's birthday party, if I'm not mistaken. And Nichelle Nichols showed up looking like that, like a hot lady in her older,
Mhm,
not
shut
even
up.
like just a
Yeah.
lady of a certain age is the way I think that she would have liked to have.
Shut
And
up, look at-
Gene Roddenberry was having sex with her back in the day, so
Around that
Boom.
time, maybe.
that must have
yeah,
been
it's true.
that must have been pretty fun and good for him.
Hitting it.
poor Nichelle Nichols and the women that he sexually abused.
She
He
was
did
getting
not.
all.
He
She was
didn't
getting all
sexually
3.5
abuse-
inches. Of
Where
it.
do you get that
Dude.
impression that Gene Roddenberry was a sexual
Who
abuser?
would want to have sex with Gene Roddenberry?
A lot of people
would wanna-
Hey, I read in her
Dang.
autobiography
Dang,
that
Rex.
he was packing 3.5 inches of fucking raw power.
Wow.
I don't know, dude. Like I see pictures of Gene Roddenberry.
You are
at
making
that
a
time.
judgment.
Because the thing
Braxton.
is, dude, there are a lot of producers and stuff.
There
who
are,
take
you're right,
Advantage
Yes.
of young actors and actresses to get roles.
Mm.
Those young, beautiful people did not want to have sex with those fucking middle-aged men, but they did because there was an advantage to it.
That's
And
not
I
how.
think that
That's not
Dean-
how anyone who described their relations with Gene Roddenberry has ever. I guess no one's ever said that they didn't want to do it when they've talked about it.
I think Gene Roddenberry
Dorothy
probably
Fontana.
Oh,
yeah,
Dorothy was
Maj-
Dorothy Fontana was one of Gene Roddenberry's lovers. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then of
Like-
course Majel, who he eventually married.
Yep.
You should not ever have sex with your subordinates or people who are under your power. You know, it is just the wrong thing to do. Always, always. You know, and people used to do it a lot, like prior to now. But you shouldn't do that. That's not okay.
Well, to be
I
fair,
don't know.
when they
I think it's
when
more
they were hooking
complicated. I
up,
think it's
he was
more
probably
nuanced
not.
than that.
He was not like her boss when they were doing it.
Yeah, they were still doing it during the original series. Like some
Oh, they
producers
were?
said,
Okay.
some producers said that he went into Roddenberry's office and like Nichelle Nichols like came out from under Roddenberry's desk and she didn't have any pants on.
And she was just probably like, "What? What do you?
Oh,
whatever."
let's not slander Nichelle Nichols with that.
No, I
please.
think she was enjoying herself. I think she was doing what she wanted to do. But
Braxton also, he might have been a generous lover. You never know. Like that's at the end of the day. Like you kind of don't care what anyone looks
I mean,
like.
some people are
like,
some
as
people
long as
are
they're, like, a
more
generous
focused
lover.
on. Yeah, some people are more focused on looks, and then some people look past that. But
Plus, I don't
know,
think he looks bad. I think he doesn't look like a model. But I mean, he's not like here. He still kind of looks like he could probably be fit, and he's got like a a kind face. You know, like,
Kind face.
Hey, ladies.
I mean, he's no Leonard Nimoy. Look how hot Leonard Nimoy is. Look at James Doohan even with his like dark mustache and white beard, and like even George Takei looks good. I think he's not an actor. Like he's not like he doesn't have the screen looks, but he's kind of like
He looks kind of like a normal person.
normal dude. Yeah, he's like a normal dude.
But according to Star Trek, it's okay to fuck your boss because it happens on a bunch of different shows. Like Captain Picard dated someone under his command.
Lieutenant Nuala Darren. That's right.
Book and Michael Burnham.
Chakotay dated someone under his command.
Yeah, what about Book and Michael Burnham? Does that like perturb you, Braxton?
On Deep Space Nine, Worf was a boss to Jadzia. He was a ranking officer. They got married.
Braxton, you are setting yourself up for failure. You're going to find someone at work that you're in love with, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I have a dilemma now. Should I leave my job? And everyone's going to say, no, just date this person. It's fine. No one cares.
But there's reasonable concerns. Braxton's brought up a lot of reasonable concerns.
That's true. That's true.
We shouldn't kid ourselves that there hasn't been a ridiculous amount of exploitation.
There's more of the exploitation than like possibly the not. Like you're right. That's
And like he was saying, like especially in Hollywood, a lot of these powerful people. I mean, you basically in Hollywood you have a small amount of people with tremendous power, like you have in every industry, and you also have like all these like beautiful people desperate for these great positions, and that's just kind of a recipe for disaster. With that type of stuff. So it's been. I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying like. Yeah, a lot of terrible things have happened because of that.
Yeah, so hire more ugly actors, everyone. No, I'm just kidding. That's like a really bad thing to say.
Our ratings will go down. We can't do that.
Also, I have a wide idea of what's beautiful. So I think Gene Roddenberry is beautiful. I personally would not sleep with him, but I do think he's not. I don't think he's bad looking. I don't think he's like got that look. And he was quite handsome in his youth when he was in the military and stuff, like, and the police when he was a police officer. He didn't look bad at all.
I also let's also kind of look at it from like the other way around. Like I guess there's like an other way it could work where, like, say like if someone is like old and wealthy, and then someone sleeps with them just to like get influence over them or like get their wealth and stuff. So I'm not saying it happens as often, but I'm just saying it's like possible. Sometimes like the predatory nature can go in the opposite direction as well, I suppose.
That's a really good point.
I mean, I mean, sometimes you want to fuck somebody because they have a nice beach house and you want to like stay.
What if two people are competing for a promotion at work?
That's
and
Roddenberry's baby in Crusher.
Oh my god! No.
I mean, I guess that's possible.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
That kid is like a grown-ass adult.
Yeah,
at this point,
he is.
Roddenberry died in 91, so this picture was taken before 1991. When was Gates pregnant? What season was Remember Me?
Season 3?
4?
Is that?
Oh, it was 3 or 4. One of those two.
I think it was 4.
I think 4.
By the way, Gates Mcfadden watched the Starfleet Boy review discussion, rather, I should say, of Remember Me and a couple of other episodes, which I don't know which ones, but I know for sure.
Episode 5.
She watched 8 or 9 Starfleet Boy videos, and then she told me that they all sucked.
Oh yeah, because that's not what she says.
And we are back for another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy, which is a casual and informal discussion about what else? Star Trek. Now, you might say, come on, there's a lot of podcasts like this and YouTube things, but these guys actually are casual. I mean, one of them was eating a sandwich as they were discussing Remember Me. That's how informal it is. And you can wear pajamas while you watch it. But the truth is they're also kind of pithy, these things. Like, I loved what they were saying about my episode, and I watched a few others. They are utterly charming, these two guys. Seriously. Yes, they're nerds, but I loved them. So I would suggest you start watching them and learn a little bit about those episodes that you've been watching. They've got some good takes on things. Bye. Starfleet boy.
I had sex with a ghost. The writers of Star Trek
She
made me
said,
have sex
and-
with a ghost.
She said, and a few others. Did you hear her, Father? She said, and a
Yeah.
few others. So, like, that's just saying, just a little flex there, a little Starfleet boy flex. I did pay her for that though. That's a cameo. So, like, maybe she's lying. It's possible that she's lying in that. So,
How much did that cost?
It was a deal at the time. Now she's like out of my price range, but I think it was under $100 at the time.
Oh wow!
It was when she just started out on there. I was lucky to get a few of those. The most I've ever paid, because my mom loves him so much and she really, really, really wanted it. And I love him too, of course, but was LeVar Burton. That one was LeVar Burton and Jonathan Frakes were the two that I paid the most money for, but they were worth it. I got to work on getting some more cameos for this year. We didn't do anything this year on Starfleet Boy. As far as that goes, Roddenberry was also a visionary, which is highly attractive. That's true. I think that is an attractive trait. And
He also liked
Seth,
doing drugs and probably sharing them.
oh, he was.
He did do drugs. He was
not heroin.
he was a
LSD.
weed smoker.
Weed
He
and
got
LDS.
really into weed in the '60s, and then at some point he got into cocaine.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's like
Which
the
probably
ubiquitous-
and he was also, I think, drinking a bit in the
Yeah, I'm sure for his era it was weed,
70s and
cocaine,
80s.
drinking, LSD. It was a fun time.
that probably contributed to his health.
Quaaludes.
In the '80s, the whole '80s, he was having mini strokes.
That's right.
Probably like a lot of like the stupid ideas he had for the next generation was probably because he just got done having a mini stroke.
Like which idea do you think came from like a mini?
Well, originally he wanted Counselor Troy to have 3 tits. Dorothy Fontana talked him out of that.
Code of
definitely a
honor.
mini stroke. That's
Code of
definitely a
honor
mini
is
stroke because
definitely-
he's like working and all of a sudden he sees 3. Yeah.
Code of Honor was the worst stroke of all.
Yeah, Code of Honor.
Wait, that was a Gene Roddenberry special?
don't know.
I didn't realize. I don't think it was.
It's just the best episode to pick on.
It is. That's funny. It's not funny that he was having mini strokes, but it is funny that like it may have inspired.
We love you, Gene.
We-
Great bird.
I mean, some people have, a large appetite and they like to consume as much as they can, and like I think I don't want to like slut shame anyone. If they're a little promiscuous, then if you want to get around more than the average person, then more power to you.
You want to convince young actresses that you're casting in roles to have sex with you. Dude, you will never forget. You will never get me to think that Gene Roddenberry is okay. Whenever you use your influence in your office,
How do you know
to
he
get people
used
to have
his
sex-
influence in his office? That's what we're trying to say.
it must have been.
So-
No,
Braxton-
that's not
Braxton
fair,
said
Braxton.
Nichelle
if you're
Nichols.
sleeping with young actresses,
That's
on
not
a
fair.
show that you
He's
produce,
saying Nichelle Nichols wasn't good enough to get that
That's
job.
extreme.
Oh
She-
yeah, that too.
he-
Dang.
He's saying she
Braxton.
only got it
Extremely
because she fucked Gene
problematic.
Roddenberry.
I mean, all those actresses who got those jobs probably fucked Gene Roddenberry.
What?
You're
No, not necessarily. Although Diana Muldaur, I wouldn't have blamed him. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's totally so bad.
Diana
No, he
Muldaur
did not.
invented the showed Gene the rim job.
No.
The
Oh,
rim
yeah, yeah.
tornado.
Where did I take this? No, but but I don't think there's enough evidence against Gene Roddenberry. I'm not saying he didn't, Braxton. I just think that like we would have found out, right? By now there would have been like exposés and like books about it, like where people came out against him. Like people have kind of said things about like other
There
other
was
people on Star Trek.
a sexual assault on the set of the original series with Grace Lee Whitney that she wrote about in her book. but she never said who did it. She just said the executive. And in the same book, she also speaks about Gene Roddenberry favorably.
So it might not be him.
And yeah, like she says like a lot of good stuff about Gene. So I think it was someone else.
I think he might have been an exception to the rule, Braxton. He did other things that were not.
He did some other shitty things, like
Yeah.
He was always concerned with. I mean, and I understand, like Hollywood's very cutthroat, and you always have to like look out for yourself and make sure like you're getting your money, your recognition, and that's why like a lot of these people go like so insane sometimes. A lot of actors, writers, directors, whatever, like everyone. But one thing that he did was add the lyrics to the Star Trek theme, just so he could collect 50% of the royalties.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and the guy claimed to be a Maoist. He was very much like against capitalism, but he still he was totally okay exploiting his music composer.
Do you guys know the lyrics, by the way?
I do not.
Oh my god.
I don't remember them verbatim, but they're basically like from a woman's perspective, and she's singing about how her love is off on a Star Trek instead of being there with her.
Beyond the rim of the starlight, my love is wandering in starflight, and
Yeah.
I know he'll find in star-clustered reaches love, strange love a star woman teaches. I
It's
know
not
his
very
journey
good.
ends never. His Star Trek will go on forever. But tell him, while he wanders his starry sea, remember, remember me. Those are the words. And it was done without Alexander Courage's knowledge. That is pretty shitty. I would say that that's really bad.
That's kind of similar to what Kubrick did to the composer of 2001,
Oh, where you like
where he replaced his music with
classical songs.
without
It's 'cause-
telling him.
but I heard
the guy
the
went
sto-
to the premiere.
And he heard none of his music.
He's
Although
bad.
Lux Eterna, I think some of his music's in it. But
Yeah, I think some of the music ended up being used for the final cut.
I feel like
Yeah.
I think there was an explanation where he said that they were using that as a temporary music throughout the production, and it just fit so well that they decided to go with it. Braxton, make it show. I'll be back. I'm gonna get a refill of my wine, and I promise to never use my power to sleep with anyone
show.
on Starfleet Boy. I'll be
Make it show.
Dude, that's hilarious. Dude, I don't have anything to talk about, dude. Because we can't talk about Boba until Starfleet Boy comes back.
Boba
You know?
tea.
What about The
We-
Expanse? We should
I
talk about
haven't
that
watched
without
them.
him.
I've only watched season 1 of The Expanse.
Yeah. I've only watched season 1 and 2.
It's
I'm
a
on
show with
I'm
like
on
really
episode-
neat. It has like really neat spaceships and I guess like cool like actiony fights and stuff, and like the sets look great, and the characters give pretty strong performances, and sometimes they have like oh shit moments where you're like, oh, I can't believe they just said that person just said that to that person. But what I've realized now, we're one episode away from the end of The Expanse. It's a show about nothing. Like there's no message to it. There's no like big heady idea. It's just like oh yeah, like a lot of people are shitty, and you can try to be good, or you can try to be shitty, and that's it. It's like
I like
there's
Naomi
there's no
Nagata.
theme.
She's really good.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's strong performances in it, and the production is really good. It has really good editing for a TV show. There's a lot to the writing is a little inconsistent, but mostly strong. But yeah, it's not really like there's no idea behind it driving it. It's not it's just a show. It's just about a bunch of events. Here's a bunch of dramatic events in space.
Amos is really hot.
Yeah, we named our dog after him.
Oh wow.
He's our favorite character, mine and Antonia's.
Can you pronounce the name of the character who plays Avasarala, like the actor.
No.
Yeah, I feel like nobody can pronounce her name, but she has such a distinctive voice.
Can you? How do you say it?
Dude, I can't say it.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
you
don't
were
know.
like gonna call me out and then like say it in front of me.
Oh no, I can't say it, dude. Ruben, can you say it? Do you know how to say it?
I'd have to look at it. I don't know what her name
Shore
is.
Agadashlu.
Bless you.
That's that's how you say it. Okay.
All right. You
But
beat
dude,
me to it. I knew.
she's hot, dude. Like,
I saw her in Vegas. She was at Star Trek Las Vegas.
Stripping.
No. 'Cause, she was in Star Trek Beyond. She played that Commodore.
oh wow.
Yeah, she's in Arcane. She plays oh, who's the character she plays in that one?
Who does she play in Arcane, dude?
She plays one of the council people, I believe.
Oh, who gets killed? She plays a police officer that gets
The
killed.
police officer, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, But like, she's got such a distinctive voice.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
40 packs a day voice.
Mhm.
It sounded worse in this new season, in season 6.
Mhm.
In like the first episode, and then it like got back to her normal voice after that. It made me think like maybe she didn't talk much like during lockdown from COVID, and then she had like extra like crud in her voice, like talking like this, and then after she talked for a little bit, it cleared back up to be a little better. But I don't know, like her voice kind of scares me. It's like it's kind of I find it kind of intimidating almost. She's a very small woman in
see
real
that.
life.
Mm.
She's a little bitty.
Well, that's why she plays law enforcement and stuff, because she's got like that kind of like very authoritative kind of voice. You know, the voice of like an officer or like a political leader. Yeah.
Yeah, they write her dialogue really well in the show. Like they always give her, and she can deliver it pretty well. Like one of my favorite lines from her is she tells the hero character Holden, who's he's always involved in everything. Like whatever crazy shit's happening, like his ship is always there in the middle of it. And there's this one part in season 4, I think, when and she tells them they're dealing with like this messed up situation, and she's talking to Holden, and she's like, "Don't get your dick in the situation, Holden. It's already fucked enough." I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, there she is next to Chris Pine. And I think even there, she's probably standing on an apple box.
Okay, very cool, very cool.
Yeah, that was from I guess 6 years ago now. In Star
Don't
Trek
get your
Beyond.
dick in a situation you're already fucked too much.
Oh my god, dude. Starfleet boy's hilarious.
I went by her table at Star Trek Las Vegas, and there is a shitload of people in line to get like autographs from her.
Oh yeah,
And
dude.
she was signing to like this. There was like this woman in a wheelchair like getting something signed, and I heard her say something to her like, "I just really love seeing a woman large and in charge." No, I don't know. Then like I walked away, and I don't know what happened after that. But that's my only interaction with her in real life. I saw her signing autographs one time.
Yeah, there is some push to get her to play someone on the upcoming season of The Wheel of Time.
Now that is Gozer from Ghostbusters.
And isn't she Gozer in the new Ghostbusters? That's what Starfleet Boys said.
No,
Okay.
no, she's not.
Hey Pablo.
I like that. No.
I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's actually her with no clothes and no makeup on. That's what she looks like.
I mean, really? That's her?
Oh, he said she's the voice of Gozer.
Oh, okay.
But I heard that was what's her name? Olivia Munn was
Hold on.
Was-
Let's look it up.
Gozer.
Oh, really? Okay. I like Olivia Munn. I think
She,
Olivia Munn's a really good
Shore
actress.
Agudashlu is the voice of Gozer.
Okay.
So the
Well,
voice
she
that
did
you
a
hear
good job. It sounded like Gozer from
from the
'84.
84, yeah. So it's actually her as the voice of Gozer, and it's the actor Olivia Munn.
She
as you were
wasn't the
saying.
voice the first time, though, was she?
I think she was the voice the whole time because I immediately was
In
like, that-
1984, she was.
"Oh no, sorry, you're right. No, I mean, sorry, in Afterlife, Hey, Pabs, nice to see you. I'll be right back. One more second. Sorry.
That's when that movie went full blown member berries. Big spoilers for Ghostbusters Afterlife, by the way.
Actually, I want to have a Ghostbusters Afterlife after discussion in a second when we come back before we go to the Boba Fett.
Do
All
you
right,
really?
I'll be back.
Is this going
I
to be
do,
like
'cause I love the
Ruben's
movie.
going to complain about it?
I know,
during the
I know. I just want to
love
hear
everything about it.
I
I'm
know,
going to be
I know.
somewhere in the middle.
What am I going to complain about?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh Lord.
I'm not going to complain. I haven't seen it.
Good for you, man.
Ooh, not your favorite stripper. So how long was Amos a prostitute? Like, was Amos prostituting up until he like started working on the ship or like got the skills?
I don't know.
Mm.
You know, the other thing I don't get about that show is like when they're on their ships, they don't have gravity, right? They have to wear like gravity shoes to walk around.
Uh-huh.
But like how they like when they eat or drink, like their drinks don't like float out of their cup, or like when they sit down to the table to eat, their food doesn't just like float off of their tray. So I don't understand that.
Mm.
But then they'll have like a wrench and they'll be like turning a screw or something, and then they'll just take their hand off of it and it just like floats there in the air. And I'm like, how does that float? But like the coffee don't float out of your coffee cup. Maybe Starfleet Boy understands the science of the expanse.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
The physics or not or lack thereof of the expense. Yeah, I liked season 1. I just never, for some reason, never got back to
Yeah.
watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching season 2 of Evil.
Mm.
Really good.
I still haven't watched that.
Yeah, Antonia really digs that. Antonia, how was season 2 of Evil?
Awesome.
Is it better than season 1?
I don't know.
She said season 2 is awesome. But
I like season 2 a lot. They changed something that was really annoying me about season 1, so I was happy about that. They would do the like recap of the previous episode, but like they would do it like in a window
like
in the episode,
storybook?
like and slanted. No, not the storybook.
Hmm.
The storybook replaced it in season 2, and the storybook is cool because the storybook just kind of introduces the episode like in a very kind of folktale sort of way that's kind of fun. And I started season 2 of Discovery also.
Oh, really? Okay, very cool, dude. Season 2 of
not
Discovery
cool
was
at all,
good.
man. It's not cool at all.
You didn't like seeing Kirk and Pike and Spock, dude?
Well, I haven't gotten to Spock yet. I'm only in episode.
Like, Pike is so good, dude. I love a new Captain Pike, dude. I think he's so good.
That second episode of Discovery season 2 with the church planet.
Oh my gosh, like my cat just fascinated by the tassels. She was like, oh my god, I gotta rub my face on these tassels.
I think that church episode, New Eden, that was like a trial run for what Strange New Worlds is going to be like.
New Eden was good, dude.
And it was actually written by Akiva Goldsman.
Oh, really?
So I think that was kind of like their proof of concept.
Very cool. Well, I'm excited to see what they do. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I feel like a lot of the things that Discovery kind of stumbled around with is going to benefit Strange New Worlds.
What, meaning like the AR wall?
No, just mean like figuring out how they wanted to represent 23rd century Star Trek in the 21st century.
Mm, Okay, understood. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the ship looks. I feel like I've seen some shots of the set, and it kind of looks like I don't know. What do you think about how the ship is going to look? Have you seen some shots from the set?
I actually loved the way that the Enterprise looked when we see it in Discovery Season 2, which Ruben hasn't gotten to these parts yet, but eventually we see
Well,
No,
I
you're
saw
on
it in the
season
fir-
3.
I saw it in the first episode.
Did I
but
hear you say you're on Discovery season 3?
No, he's in
No,
season,
season
2.
two,
Oh, okay.
episode 4 or 3, something like that. I don't know anymore.
Did you what was episode 3? Did you meet the sphere yet?
That's New Eden, isn't it?
The sphere
I
that,
saw New Eden.
Oh, okay.
I like the view screen, how it can zoom in. That was kind of
episode 3 is the Klingon episode. That's
Yeah.
where Michelle Yeoh is on the Klingon homeworld.
right.
Father doesn't like The Expanse because it's against extremism.
I don't like the politics of The Expanse. I think
Yeah.
it's still a decent show. It's just a show that's not about anything. It has
You
like
said
no,
it's against extremism. Are you
Yeah,
for
The Expanse.
extremism?
No, not he. I wouldn't. Well, I'm not going to speak for Father, but I think I'm exaggerating when I say that. I think Father is just for like extremism at
it's
the right
not.
time.
It's
Yeah.
not. This. It's not so much that it's against extremism, but it's like for moderation.
For moderate. Okay, gotcha. I misspoke.
It's like both sides are pretty terrible, right? We should all just meet in the middle.
But the new season doesn't. It's kind of taken a stance, and like it's created this like. Well, I guess it does. I guess that's predictable. Never mind. I don't know. They've created an outside threat that causes the two sides to come together. I guess, if you will, in a way. So no, not too many. I'll stay. That's as far as vague as I'll. That's as specific as I'll get. I guess.
So how come in The Expanse they have to wear like those sticky shoes to walk around on their spaceships because they ain't got no gravity? But then whenever they're like drinking or eating something, they just pour a drink into a cup and it just pours in. It doesn't like float out whenever they try to pour it.
That's a really good question. If I'm not mistaken, when you see them in true zero gravity situations, they don't drink out of like regular open containers.
Aren't they
drink out of, like,
always in
pouches.
true zero gravity
No,
situations?
like a lot of the scenes that you're thinking of, I think take place on like the moon or when the Rossi.
No, I'm talking about like on the what's their main ship?
The Rocinante.
Yeah, like
the
you know
Rossi?
when like they eat in the mess hall. They're just like they just have like a tray with like food on it, and they just like scoop it out with a fork. And Holden like pours coffee into like a coffee
That's right.
mug.
So there's a couple of reasons for that. One, if you notice when they accelerate, the gravity starts to take effect. Like if you've ever noticed. So it all depends on like what speed the Rossi's going at, and also she'll turn like as she's flying to create a centripetal force to create an artificial gravity effect. So I think the times when you see the things that are pouring and they stay in the liquid, it's low gravity, so you still need to like have magnetic boots so you don't kick off and jump
They were
higher than you
wearing
normally would.
magnetic boots.
But it's enough gravity to prevent liquids and food from floating off. Like they'll stay relatively. So like the liquid is floating, but it stays floating inside of that container. Like it's hovering between floating and falling, I guess, if you will.
That doesn't make any sense.
Let me
Like,
call Neil deGrasse.
I made all
Call
that
my
up, but I
buddy
really
Neil
thought
deGrasse Tyson.
I made all that up, but I really thought for a moment that I had you.
It doesn't even do that. Like it just flies in a straight line. Like everyone told me like the show had like the most realistic space physics, and it's like, oh no, we still have like a magic super engine that makes us go faster than any actual existing technology, which is fine. And then they're like, we still have like crazy aliens that do all this weird shit, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but like, don't tell me that like you're like a super realistic outer space show. Like, don't try to like have your cake and eat it too.
Right. Blue saying, "LOL, no, he's on to something." Oh, maybe I'm right. I don't know. Maybe I made up stuff that like is based on a little bit of physics. Okay, without giving spoilers, because I don't know if you guys, Braxton and Ruben, do you care about the Expanse season, the latest season, and getting spoilers? I could do
No.
spoiler free.
No, I don't care.
Braxton, do you care? No. Okay, cool. All right, so What's the deal with the freaking resurrection dogs?
What's
And
the
like, there's only
deal?
one Father. There's only one episode left. Like, and
I don't
and
know.
like,
I don't care.
the-
I don't care about that.
you don't
stuff,
care about
though.
any of the resurrection dog stuff. Like, what the hell
Antonia,
are
what do
those
you
things?
do? You care about the resurrection dogs and Expanse?
The resurrection dogs?
Yeah, they're legit.
She says they creep her out.
They are creepy as f. But like, there's only one episode left. How are we gonna get it? What's gonna happen? And what about the demon child that they resurrected? Like, it's crazy. Now, I haven't read the books. I heard people.
I'm thinking maybe it ties into the main story, or maybe we find out all that stuff is like hundreds of years in the future or something.
Oh. Everyone was excited about like Admiral
Akbar?
Duarte or something like that was introduced. So I think that's like a character. I don't know, but yeah, like a lot of people are excited about that. But
I don't
a lot of
read
people
the
know
books,
more.
'cause the books are like
I didn't read the books
fucking
either.
that fucking thick. And it's like I read so slow. It would take me years to read any of those books.
Pablo, the new season came out like 6 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago, so you can check it out. It's out now. I will say that like I'm surprised it's only 6 episodes. I don't know how they're gonna wrap it all up. I think
In one more episode.
Yeah, in one more episode. I think it's gonna be a longer episode. I have a feeling it's gonna be like maybe an hour and a half, like 90 minutes or something like that. We'll see. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I am so hyped. Maybe next weekend. I mean, next.
I'm not that
Friday.
high. I'm so much more looking
Yeah, I
for like
heard
the
you were
next episode
disappointed, yeah.
of Prodigy than I am like the next episode of The Expanse, even though it's like the series finale.
That's sad. I'm bummed.
That's
that you
not
feel that
sad.
way.
It's just like the show just doesn't. I mean, I think it's like a neat show. Like it's well shot. It's slickly produced. They have like sometimes they do like these moments like really good drama, and sometimes they have like some neat action. But like it's a show that's not about anything. It doesn't. I don't find it really compelling or anything. It doesn't. It's not a show that like I think about like all week long. After I watch an episode. Like even like a mediocre episode of like Discovery, I'll still think about like, oh well, that has like so many implications because now that part is in the continuity, and what could that mean for this, and where it still might have like some little like character beat that's particularly memorable for me or something like that. But yeah, just I don't know, I don't get that. I don't get that with The Expanse. It's not like even like stuff other than Star Trek. Like when I watched like Game of Thrones, I would be like, oh man, like this episode's only 54 minutes long. I wish it could be 120 minutes long. Like I wish I could just I get to the end credits. I'm like, no, I have to wait like a whole nother week for my next Game of Thrones. Like I don't feel that way when I watch
When you watch Expanse.
The Expanse. I think it's good, but it doesn't. I don't like lose my mind over it.
I have to admit, but this kind of happens with every show. Like this last season is not quite what I was I was like really expecting a lot more spectacle this season, but I guess but I am enjoying a lot of the drama. Stress Free K points out something good. The resurrection dogs have a fleshlight for a mouth, which adds to their creepiness. It's so true. They have a fleshlight for a mouth. It's crazy.
Antonia, do you think the resurrection dogs have a fleshlight for a mouth? And that might add to their creepy factor.
Oh my god!
Did you hear Antonia's reaction?
They're laughing
That
at
was
your reaction.
That was great.
They heard you say, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god!
Stress Free K says, I'm still stuck on Felix and wish he wasn't blown up by the DMA. Yeah, that was really sad.
The DMA.
It's true. It's true.
You got blown
All
up by
right.
the dark matter anomaly.
Everyone's been waiting an hour and a half for the Book of Boba Fett, and Ruben doesn't care about spoilers. I don't think he's caught up, but everyone else here is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what are y'all thinking about? By the way, my sister, and she did this on accident, but she did it twice, so I think she sees me as this way. She said, you remind me of Boba Fett. And I was like, Boba Fett. And she's like, no, Boba Fett. I mean, that's what I meant, Boba Fett. And I was like, oh, you almost called me Boba Fett twice. She almost called me that twice. I was so upset. So I remind her of Boba Fett, apparently. Maybe I should change.
It's just okay. I don't think it's like
that's what everyone's
real
saying.
Good. I think it's cool. I did enjoy getting to see not the Tuscans. I thought that was cool. I
Nice.
thought that the action scene of them taking down the train was really cool. I did enjoy seeing how Boba trained and became a better fighter. I kept thinking, I was like, ooh, damn, he looks like Darth Vader. Like, I feel like his skin looks so bad, dude. And I was like, oh man, like I feel like you're in this harsh, intense sun.
That
Like you need to
Sarlacc
cover
pit,
up.
it really ages you. He's supposed to be, if you do the math, he's only like 35. when
Well,
he comes
he's
out
got
of
like
that pit.
burns all over his skin and stuff that he has to heal from. It's true.
The acid of the Sarlacc, yeah. Oh, and that poor Sarlacc, like seeing it dead, as like, he was getting out of there, and then like the Jawas like raiding his body. I was like, damn, dude, the Jawas are
I
no
love
joke.
the Jawas. It's true.
Mhm.
We find
Yeah,
out
those
that
little shits.
I guess we find out, or it's
They're the
being
real
established. It's being established that Jawas and Tuscans are the native or indigenous people of.
I don't know if
Tatooine.
Jawas are native to Tatooine.
because they appear on that other planet.
Yeah,
They might be native there, but I think
actually
they are.
have
I think
pretty
they are
advanced
going to say.
technology.
I think they're going to say that Jawas and Tuscans are native because in that dream sequence they had like two trees. They had a tall tree and a little tiny tree. I saw this on New Rockstars or something like that, and so it might represent the Jawas and the Tuscans.
That wasn't the concept art. They had a bunch of Jawas standing around.
Oh, and
the
Jawas
tree.
standing behind. Yeah, that's right. That's what it was. So any, but
I
anyway,
don't think the Jawas are going to play a big role in the.
I actually thought of
Blue-
this.
Can I?
Yeah,
address
that's the
this
comment. Yeah.
from Blue.
Father, are you mad they're stealing from Dune?
No, Blue. Star Wars has stolen tremendously from Dune since 1977. It's
Yeah, it's true.
Star Wars very much stands on the back of Dune, but that's kind of okay because Star Wars kind of steals from a bunch. It also steals a lot from Akira Kurosawa and from like old 30s pulpy science fiction and
Star Trek.
from classic mythology. A little Star Trek in there too, for sure, and a lot of American westerns. So, Star Trek is basically just like an amalgam of
Star Wars.
a bunch of different. Star Wars is just an amalgam of a bunch of different stuff, and that's basically what Boba Fett is doing now. All the flashbacks are all Western dances with wolves, cowboy and Native Americans, and then the modern day stuff, not the flashback, but like the current day stuff, that is all kind of like The Godfather, kind of like crime story, type of mafia type stuff, Scarface type storytelling. So yeah, it still does the same thing, and that's kind of what Star Wars is supposed to do.
I think that this reminded me, Blue. I actually meant to tell you, but excuse me, Father. I meant to mention this to you earlier, which is I think the whole thing of like Boba Fett coming from Camino and then ending up on as the Daimo of Tatooine is very much like the watery kind of like Caladan.
Man, that hurts. It's like you just like stabbed me in the stomach when you said
Why?
when you said the word Camino.
You don't like Camino?
I hate the prequels.
I know, but still, it's there. It's part of the world. You like this Clone Wars TV series, and Camino.
I like it about half the time, and I dislike it about half the time.
But anyway,
I love Rebels. I like Rebels a lot
That's
more.
true.
But no, it's just I like the prequels when they can be ignored.
I'm surprised Ruben's not chiming in. But yeah, anyways, I thought about that with the
I
water.
haven't watched Boba Fett, so I can't say.
And of course the very the what do you call those guys with the spice?
The
spice
Pikes?
the Pikes. Speaking of Pikes, yeah, the Pikes with their spice. We get that.
Yeah, it's
That's
kind of
a direct
like
reference from
trains that would shoot Native Americans in Buffalo.
Yeah, that was definitely like
they're shooting the Tuscan Raiders and the Banthas. And
Father, I don't think you can call them Raiders now after this episode. They're just the Tuscans.
Well, some tribes are Raiders.
Are Raiders.
And some,
He does say that. Yeah,
some
it's true.
are not. But yeah, the whole idea of these off-worlders coming to this desert planet. They're all about trading this valuable commodity called spice, and the hero has gone and accepted the ways of these people, and then tells the bad guys, No, these natives here, they have the ancestral claim to this desert land, and you're not allowed to continue to have your way here on what is their rightful territory. Everything I just said is in Dune.
Yep.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
Pete,
how could 12
Well, I mean, it's in
people
a lot of
carry
stories,
2
to be
huts?
fair.
That just
Just
seemed nuts.
only
Like I
Dune
was
causes
looking.
spice.
wait, sorry, you guys were speaking over each other.
Sorry, Braxton, go ahead.
I
Go
know
ahead,
it's fine.
Braxton.
You know, how could only 12 people carry 2 huts? Like I was looking at the dudes, and like a few of them looked to be very strained.
They were definitely
They're from
having
a high
trouble.
gravity world, maybe.
Yeah, they were definitely having trouble, but also you saw how it was bent, like it was like bowing in the middle, like from their
Yeah.
weight. It was
Yeah,
like
because
really
there's
good.
these 2 fat ass huts on top of it.
So these are the first huts we've seen in Star Wars since Jabba.
Incorrect.
Didn't Jabba have
Oh,
another nephew?
does Gardola the Hutt open the race, the pod race, right? Is that what it is? That's what you're gonna reference? It's Gardola.
Well, that was
Gardola.
one, but I wasn't thinking it because I don't think about the prequels. if I
Right,
can
that's
help it.
right. That's right.
But no, there's a ton of huts in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say on live action. Sorry.
Well,
Excluding
there's still
animation.
cartoons here, so I don't know if I'd call it
Oh,
live
I knew you were
action.
gonna say. Yeah, they don't look. They look like the Clone Wars huts, which
don't-
have like a more like an underbite. Like they all seem to have this like underbite and this like, it's like a different look from what we're used to with Jabba. Jabba looked totally different. But I wish they had done them animatronic. I do agree.
That'd be hard to do on TV, but I wish they could have done it too. Because yeah, like the Jabba the Hutt puppet from 1983 to this day, almost 50 years later. How the fuck is 83 almost 50 years ago?
Yeah, it's
But,
insane, right?
but you know, to this day, 49 years ago, or no, wait, no, it's 39, right? Yeah, okay, thank you. Didn't go insane there. But yeah, this is 39 years later, that still looks better than what they're putting on TV now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know something about
But
puppets just looks
it
better.
would be
yeah.
so hard to do that on like a TV budget, TV schedule. You have to get a lot more shot a lot faster and do it spending less money. Even though the
But
Disney
also-
Plus shows have super high budgets, it wouldn't be practical.
But those huts are also out during the day. Like I feel like a shot on the inside, they would look better
A
animated.
lot better with like that dim lighting and like the
Mhm.
shading, like how we see
Yeah.
Jabba. We don't really see Jabba in the sun. It is
Yeah,
true.
I mean we do, but it always looks terrible. When they did the special edition and then when they did the Phantom Menace.
I
Dude,
think he's in his early 40s, but damn the actors. Oh, I didn't know that Tamara Morrison. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but
No,
Tamora-
he's I think he's 61. But let's
Wow.
do the math on Boba. He would have been cloned around the time of the Phantom Menace. In Attack of the Clones, that's 10 years later, so he's 10. Then Revenge of the Sith is 3 more years, so he'd be 13. Then add 19 to get to Star Wars. So what's 19 plus 13? Is
19 plus 13
31?
is 32.
is 32.
32? Okay.
So then 3 years for to get from Star Wars to Empire Strikes Back is 35, and then 1 year to get from Empire Strikes Back to Return of the Jedi. So he's 36 when he falls into the Sarlacc pit.
into the Sarlacc pit, and then this is how many years later? Like another 10, 15 years later.
I don't think they've ever actually said when the Mandalorian is, but
It's somewhere between
about
Return of
5
the
years.
Jedi.
5 years after Return of the Jedi is what
And
I've heard the most.
You've heard the most, okay, and somewhere between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. I always thought it was like more like 15 , like it's much later, but yeah, maybe.
No,
5
no, no,
years
no.
is-
It's like
'Cause there's
very
still a lot of
shortly after.
Imperial
Yeah,
presence
They haven't
and-
switched over yet
yeah.
to the First Order. But there's when he comes out of the pit, that's not a huge time jump, right? That's like like the next day or so after.
It might have, because the Jawas are just showing up. I mean, it could have been a couple of days, but you're digested slowly over 1,000 years, so he could have been fine for a few days in the Sarlacc. Stress Free K says, I feel bad for Boba. He looks like he's 55 with dentures. No way is that actor 35. I love his smile though, but it does look very perfect. It's like a denture smile. I agree with that. Like
I've never noticed that.
It's kind of how my mom and dad smile when they're wearing their dentures. Oh my gosh, one day I'm gonna wear dentures. I don't want to wear dentures. I could get implants, I guess. PE says, and that alien mayor guy with this translation device was pretty cool too. Oh, we got to talk about the mayor. He was in. He's only been in the animated. No, he was also was he in a cantina scene? Yeah, he was in the cantina.
I had never. Well, that was a different Hammerhead.
No, okay. Well, I'll go pull him up. But also,
and
just
Mos
shout
Eisley.
out to Dom. Hello.
I wouldn't picture like any future mayors like hanging out in Mos Eisley spaceport. That's a hive of scum and villainy.
Well, yeah,
They're
he's the
just the
mayor
same
of Mos
species.
Espa.
That species has shown up throughout Star Wars.
Yeah, they're called. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up.
Begins with
I
an
love
A,
that.
but I always just call them the Hammerheads.
Is that Hammerhead? Like, I thought Hammerhead was a different looking character.
No, that's the Hammerhead.
Anyways,
There
they
was a
changed him.
toy. There was a Hammerhead toy.
That's okay. I remember now. Yeah, you're right. Here, let me see if I can pull this up. This might be too small. Copy.
I wonder what kind of planet the Hutts live on.
They named it Nalhutta or something like that.
Nalhutta.
Nalhutta.
It's kind of
they talked
a
about
swampy planet, right? We see it in Clone Wars. They actually go
Yeah.
there. There's been a few novels and comic books have gone to that world.
They're called Ithorians, I think. Thanks, Dom.
Ithorians, yeah, that
Ithorians,
sounds right.
Stress Free K says that fan from the Lady Hut is just so ridiculous.
It was.
What about that mouse that when he wipes
But
the
he's
sweat
drying
off with that
himself.
mouse?
Yeah, it's like, which is it's the same little antennaed mouse, I think, that like the froggy creature eats in Return of the Jedi. I think.
Dom is also pointing out the last time we saw one with the translation device was in Rebels. Yeah, it was that bartender on Ezra's homeworld. Lothal had one of those dudes as their bartender in the tavern.
See, this guy to me felt practical with like a CG mouth.
I think so. Yeah, I think they had a practical thing on set and then CGI'd it up in post, which I think is it's a winning formula.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Because it gave me that feeling of like, oh, it's really there, but also like it's dynamic, like it moves better in a way.
Is it Robert Rodriguez doing the voice?
Is that right? Yeah, I think I read that.
I don't know if it is, but it kind of sounded.
I think it might have been.
It might have been him. Robert Rodriguez lives here in Austin, Texas. He's kind of an asshole to me one time. But we don't have to go into that.
I think we did go into it on a past episode of Starfleet Boy After Dark.
We don't have to go into it now.
Dom says hard to do animatronics on a litter, I guess. Yeah. I mean, like you have to, because you have to be under the animatronics to like.
You could just cut away though.
Oh, true.
Or blue screen in like dudes under there or something.
And they might have animatronic versions for close-ups. Who knows? Like for like other scenes, like that's a good point.
It's possible, but I'm gonna go ahead and say right now, I wager they're gonna stay CGI on the Hutts the whole time.
Stress Free K says I want to see the Rose Parade floats last Sunday. And I'm so glad there were no. That's really funny.
Oh. I kind of would have wanted to see that.
That is kind of cool. They should do it at Star Wars Land in Disney. They should have a litter with Hutts on it. That would be a really cool thing, and you could be part of it'd be part of a parade or something like that.
I want to be the grand marshal of that parade, but I want to be dressed up as a Gungan.
As a Gungan. Oh my gosh, I would love to see you as a Gungan. What do you guys think of the I guess he's the mayor's major domo or whatever, the character,
Twi'lek,
the Twi'lek
like,
character. Yeah.
Oh, you don't have an appointment with the mayor, but
yeah, that guy. Yeah, what do you guys think
he's supposed to be kind of swarmy and just unlikable. He's gonna act like it's all decorum and niceties, but he's actually basically telling you to like go fuck yourself.
And So who's behind the actual winds of the night or the night? What do they
I think
call
it's gonna be the Huts.
It's the
I liked
Hutts,
the
yeah.
mayor when we saw him. I liked that he wasn't just straight up two-dimensional bad guy. He actually had like some nuance and some mystery to him. When that guy like shot the assassin, and you're like, oh, see, like the mayor is behind it, and he's trying to hide his tracks. And then by the end of that scene, we're questioning that. We're like, oh, well, maybe not. I don't know what to believe or who to trust.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
And Mos Espa, we haven't seen it since the prequels and also I guess the animated shows. But like as far as like the live action stuff, we haven't seen Mos Espa since the prequels. But that's where Anakin's from. That's where his family, like, well, his mom and he lived, right?
Yeah, if that's how you picture the origin of Darth Vader. As little Jake Lloyd
Damn,
going,
Fathery with the shade is great. Like he's like, yeah, that's exactly that's how you picture
That's
it.
why I don't run a Star Trek. A Star Wars channel or make Star Wars content.
What would Star Trek have to do
I hate
to
Star Wars half the time.
What would Star Trek have to do? And don't you say anything, Ruben. What would Star Trek have to do to get you that mad at Star Trek, Fathery?
I don't think it's capable. I think it's incapable.
It's incapable of doing that. That's funny.
Yeah. I mean, it would have. I don't. Yeah, I'd have a hard time.
The city
Dom
was
is-
beautiful.
Yeah, the city looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
They
it
added this
looks
tower
better here.
It looks cool. Yeah.
And if you wanna, imagine where Anakin's neighborhood might have been, I think it could probably be like, see those little suburbs up on top of the cliff?
Right here, yeah.
It's probably up there somewhere.
Because they landed like way outside the outskirts somewhere over there.
Yeah, and then they had to walk into town.
into town. Yeah, it's true.
There
you
was
think-
concept art for the Phantom Menace that looked like this though, where it was like down in a big pit, and
Do you
it is
think
a better
the-
look.
Do you think the poor people live like on top and the wealthier people live in the bottom? I was thinking that
yeah.
maybe like there's like terrible sandstorms and you'd be
Yeah.
protected from them if
Without
you
the
live
same
like
shit.
in the bowl.
You let all the poor and the riffraff be like the outer barrier to block the sandstorms, and if they get hit with it, well, fuck them. They can't afford our nice housing downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see, like that tower in the middle, like that's probably where the mayor lives or some shit.
Yeah.
In American cities, the city centers, for the most part, with the exception of like New York, LA, like the major cities, but most city centers die at night. They're like kind of quiet, like there's not much going on because folks live out in the suburbs. But in Europe, it's the other way around. I feel like the city centers are way more vibrant from what I experience in most European cities, and most Europeans enjoy living in the city rather than, not most Europeans, but many Europeans enjoy living in the city rather than the suburbs.
All the shops are closed though at night. It's just like all of Europe just shuts down at 6 p.m.
It kind of does. I don't know if that's true in like the major metropolises, but yeah, it's kind of. I feel like when I was in Paris, I was out till 4 and still able to find
like the
places
the
open and
nightlife
stuff.
scene, like the bars and restaurants and stuff. But like,
Yeah,
I don't know if you need to like go buy like.
but like but towns in the U.S. are kind of like that, like smaller places, and also we
Yeah.
don't allow you to buy liquor after like on Sundays here, which is so weird to me. Like in some
In Texas,
places,
you can
like-
buy it after noon, but you can't buy. Or no, you can't buy liquor at all. The liquor stores are closed, but you can buy beer afternoon. And if you're at a restaurant, you can order alcohol, but if you do it before noon, you have to have food with your alcohol. You can't just have like a drink by itself.
John was saying that it has to be the Huts, or it's going to be the Huts, because those assassins only really operate on Hut space. But that's what makes me think, Dom, that it might not be the Huts.
I think it is. I don't think
yeah, it's probably
I don't
gonna
think the
be them.
show's gonna
Do that kind of
mislead
thing.
us.
Mos Espa is really cool, having its main city center in the crater, and then since it's used to be a mining place. Oh, interesting. I wonder what they were mining here.
Do y'all know who that Wookiee is that shows up? He's
So,
actually an established character.
I did look him up, and he's from the comics.
He's from the comic books that
Yeah.
Marvel's been putting out the last Oh, how long? 7 years? Maybe even a little longer. 8 years.
Oh, that's
It might have
cool.
started right before The Force Awakens. Either right before or right after. But yeah, the Black Krazik, Kristen, or I don't know how to say his, because I just read it in the comic. I never say it out loud.
Chrysanthemum. I think it-
Chrysanthemum. That's how you say it.
Yeah, the black chrysanthemum. Thanks, Dom. Dom's got the Star Wars knowledge.
Oh, so that's not
yeah.
a Wookiee?
Star
No, he
Wars.
is a Wookiee.
He is a Wookiee.
But that's his name.
He's a badass looking Wookiee.
He's a
too.
bounty hunter. He's actually worked with Boba Fett. They've worked together. They've been bounty hunters together.
Mm.
But yeah, that was a character I knew from the comics. I was really excited to see him. Kind of like how in in Mandalorian season 2, they introduced Cobb Vanth, who first appeared in the Aftermath novels.
A Wookiee
G-
would make a really pretty dog.
He's gorgeous. First of all,
He's supposed
also
to
a
have a
badass.
scar on his left eye. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell if
right
he had
here.
like a scar.
Yeah, he has it right here. You can see it. And who gave that to him? It was Luke. No,
No, I think it was Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Obi-Wan and Uncle Ben fought this dude one time. It was in one of the Jason Aaron annuals, I think, on on the Marvel Star Wars on the first volume.
Obi-Wan's the next show, right?
I don't know. I don't really.
I
keep
think
up
they're
with the Star
finished
Wars
filming.
news.
They finished principal filming, if I'm not mistaken, on the Obi-Wan show. Maybe
I know
there'll be
last
tie-ins.
week I was giving you shit because you said you were looking forward to Obi-Wan more than any of the Star Trek shows, including Picard.
Did I
season
actually
2.
say that? I probably
Yeah.
said that in a drunken state.
Dude, his armor
But I
looks
am
pretty
really
badass.
I am really hype about Obi-Wan. I wouldn't
I
be
said that
surprised
you
if I
shouldn't call
if I
yourself
said that.
Starfleet boy.
I'm gonna
anymore.
guess every episode's a 10.
And then I said I said that you should be called Jedi Academy bitch boy, and you were like, I like that. I'm gonna start calling myself that. Do you remember this?
No. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's all there is
It's all
a
recorded.
I remember every word.
6-hour video of all of this.
Where
And then I went on like a long rant about how like I was so not looking forward to the Obi-Wan show, and I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't think I'm gonna like Obi-Wan. I don't think I will enjoy it. It's gonna be hard for them to pull that off.
I think I'm gonna love Obi-Wan, but that's one of those things. I think I did that mostly
You
to.
think?
You're so terrible to me. Oh, I found this cool picture. Hold on. I'm gonna change the subject here so that I don't have to deal with this like embarrassment. But I found this cool picture of the comic version of.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, it's cool.
His armor looks great, dude.
I think
They
that's
nailed
he's standing next to Boba Fett in that picture.
Oh,
That's when
geez, let me
they're
find
on
the-
Tatooine.
That
Better.
scar is gnarly, dude. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like Obi-Wan doesn't fuck around when he.
I mean, it's
gives you a
amazing that
star.
he wasn't killed.
Like
Yeah,
you saw
see,
what
look,
he
he's
did
next
to
to
Dar-
Boba.
look, you saw what he did to Anakin.
This,
Braxton.
I think
like-
this might actually be in the Darth Vader series that Karen Gillan was writing at the time.
Karen Gillan,
No, not her.
Oh, I got so excited. I
I
was
think
like,
it's
"Are you kidding me?"
Karen Gillan.
Oh, Karen Gillan. Okay, I was gonna be like, "What?" Like Karen Gillan, like
No, this is
Amy Pond.
this is
from
a dude from
Doctor
England.
Who.
Writes comics. Yeah,
Kieran.
but so he's basically this is right after Star Wars when the Death Star blew up. Invader, he's like, I need to know the name of that hotshot pilot. I could feel him using the Force. He took down our battle station. The fucking Emperor is mad as shit at me. I'm catching all this shit for all of this. I got to find out who is this fucking rebel pilot. Oh, his last name is Skywalker. Like, how can that be? But and you know, he figures out like that must be my son, and the Emperor fucking lied to me. But he hires these two bounty hunters to try to track down the identity of this this pilot that took down the Death Star, as I recall.
That's awesome. Dom, I agree with this. He says, also, it's great how you also don't really need to know who he is for his effect on the show.
Yeah.
It's true. Just as a character that's introduced, he's like a badass character. Like, you already know. And I like the references Boba Fett drops. Like,
Yeah, and they show us, Boba Fett knows who he is, so Boba
Yeah.
knows him. It doesn't matter if the audience does.
yeah, it's true. So I thought that was great. And I feel like they did that with, who was it? Cobb Vance? Is that the name of the character?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I didn't need to know who he was. He still works as a character independently, and that's actually really great because you're giving a treat to the people who know, like people who've read the comics. They're going to be like, oh my god, they're going to lose their heads. But it's also exciting.
I actually squealed when I saw that. I ain't
You
gonna
did.
lie.
That's awesome.
I went like, like that. Yeah.
I'd like to hear that. I'd like to see Fathery squeal. We might get a Fathery squeal.
Whoa.
On Starfleet Boys. Well, I don't know. Does anything in Picard make you squeal like that?
Yeah, when I see like Data or Riker or Troy, that made me
That made you squeal.
I actually like jumped up and down. Like I jumped out of my chair and jumped up and down
So
when I
awesome.
saw them.
I love that. Yes.
I doubt anyone in the Obi-Wan show will make me do that though.
I need to rescind my statement about Obi-Wan. We'll see. But I am super hype about it's the thing. It's the Star Wars thing I'm most excited.
The thing is, I would actually be for a Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I actually think that's a good idea, but I don't even want to say it because like when I say it, like it makes it more real. You know, it's like But I don't want to have Obi-Wan and Darth Vader rematch. I think that is.
I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going
Kathleen Kennedy has said that they will.
Ugh.
That's like not a good. I understand like not wanting to think that, but it's just like the worst idea ever.
I don't know that it's going to be disappointing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think I'm going to keep an open
If
mind.
it
until we
happens,
see
I'm
it.
going to be disappointed, and they said that it's happening.
Well, I'm a little less like,
Fucking desperation cash grab. Like, like people didn't like our Return of the Jedi movie that we made for the people who didn't like our Last Jedi movie. What do they want? Like, they like Darth Vader. They liked him in Rogue One. Okay, let's like throw Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi together. Cash grab, desperation cash grab.
Dom says all we can hope is that it's vision stuff and not in real life. So
that would actually satisfy me. But I just Dom, I don't mean to be like a negative Nancy.
There you go.
But
Dom
I just
already found a way to satisfy you. Look at that.
I just have to convince myself now that it'll be terrible, so that like if it is terrible, like it doesn't like
cool. Yeah,
make
keep
me
your
cry.
expectations low.
Yeah.
And then you're not disappointed. I have a prediction.
Like Mary Jane said.
I was talking about this show to a friend of mine, and he brought up something like what if scenario, which I think would be great. I think this show Boba Fett is set up if they wanted to. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if Harrison Ford's interested, but they could totally do a Han Solo and Chewbacca cameo or appearance on Book of Boba Fett, and I think it would fit. Like it would be interesting to see. Why not? Who said the why? Was that Ruben? Or was that Father?
It was not me, but I thought it. I thought it, but I didn't say it.
You don't think it'd be cool to get here's Boba Fett. He's turned a new leaf. Like he's a good guy now.
It's like Star Wars is like a small town, and everyone lives on the same fucking street, and they just bump into each other constantly. Like the most unbelievable thing in Star Wars is when they say like, it takes place in a whole galaxy. It's like, no, it takes place in like a fucking like one block in like a neighborhood.
But I still think it'd be great if Han Solo and Chewbacca make an appearance and they see Boba's done good and like Han's like and Boba forgives his debt. Like maybe Boba finally like is like, you're not responsible for we don't have a bounty on you anymore, or something like that. And he's like, you're all right, Boba Fett. It's like...
Well, can we talk about the way that this is? And when I watch these movies, like, or watch these shows, it's a very different character for me. The Tamora Morrison, is that how you say his name? Like I know I know he's the same. He's supposed to be the same character that was in The Empire Strikes Back. But like in my heart, they're just two different characters. Like one is Jeremy Bulloch plays like that tall, slender, mysterious Boba Fett with like the calm, cool voice. He has like that Clint Eastwood voice, and you just get the impression that he is utterly ruthless. You know, that's why Darth Vader had to tell him like, and remember, no disintegrations. I want them a lot. And they kind of lost the opportunity to go with that vibe when they made the Mandalorian, because what's his name? Din Djarin as the Mandalorian.
Is that character?
He's the
about,
cool, mysterious, calm, more westerny type dude. And Tamora Morrison's Boba Fett, you know, I like that they actually like lean into his Maori culture. And you know, he's like unapologetically like can go like super Kiwi, New Zealand, doing the haka with the Tuscans, fighting with a stick. He makes like those crazy like faces with like his eyes going wide and his tongue hanging out like the Maori warriors would do. He looks different in the armor. He looks like a different character. He's not the tall, slender Jeremy Bulloch. He's built, you know, with that Samoan frame where he's got like the big barrel chest, and he's just thicker, and looks like a different character, acts like a different character, and he's a more honorable character. And they kind of had to change Boba Fett so that he's not so much like the Mandalorian, because how stupid would it be if there's a silver Mandalorian show and a green Mandalorian show and they're the same type of character?
Right.
So they had to go in a different direction.
I like it. I like where they're taking Boba Fett. I feel like there's a redemption kind of vibe going on with his story, and I think he's gonna set the stage. Like, we don't see Tatooine, right, until the end of the sequel trilogies, the sequel trilogy, right? We only see Tatooine when Rey at the end goes back to Tatooine to bury the lightsabers, and she visits the Skywalker homestead, right?
Yeah, I don't know. The Rise of Skywalker is like the worst thing that's
I
happened
know,
to
but
me in the
my point, I guess,
last
what I'm trying to
decade.
lead up to with this is that like what I like is that we don't know Tatooine's such a big part of like the prequel trilogy and the sequel trilogy, and we don't know anything really about it in the sequel trilogy. So I like that like the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian are kind of filling in like the story a little bit to like giving us a post.
There's some books. There's some
Right,
book
no, but I'm
stuff
saying
that takes
like
place there.
on screen, like everyone's so like on screen canon, blah blah blah.
Well, that's
and,
not.
you know, they,
I don't know. I don't
it's
think
like,
it's Star Wars like because Star Wars, the books are canon. The comic books are canon. The video games are canon.
right, but they rejected the expanded universe, and they're
Yeah,
like
but
reintegrating
all the
stuff
stuff
they like
now,
from
all
it.
the stuff
yeah.
now with like that Disney has put out, and they pump out a bunch of shit, and all of it's canon from the Disney takeover until now.
Blue Sparrow is saying, sorry. Stress Free K says, Obi-Wan is so beloved, I think they want to redeem him. Redeem him? Like, he doesn't need
Redeem
him.
Vader.
Oh, Vader?
Yeah, that's something I speculated
He's
on
already
last
redeemed.
week.
He's already redeemed in Return of the Jedi.
But this is before that. This is Obi-Wan when before
they
Star
need to
Wars,
ruin that by
but after
doing
the
it again.
prequels.
No, they're not going to do it. They're not going to redeem him. He's still going to be a bad guy. Sorry, Stress Free K and Father, but it's not going to be redeemed. Although, I mean, we know.
I think the idea is like Obi-Wan is going to attempt to redeem Vader and then
Gotcha. Okay. 100%. We are going to get that. I don't know what you're referring to, but I agree. 100%. We're going to get that. Oh, maybe it's the Han Solo. This is around the Han Solo. Chewbacca comes to Book of Boba Fett.
They're not gonna put Han Solo in this show though.
Maybe
they're gonna
Chewbacca
CG. Harrison Ford's not gonna do that.
You don't think he's come back as a
No.
CG self? Like
he
Luke did?
is done. Harrison Ford never even wants to think of Han Solo.
What if
again
it's
the rest
like
of his
now that
life.
he's dead, he wants to keep playing him over and over in the prequel, like in
I don't think
past
he does.
iterations? Stress Free K says maybe Chewbacca could fight the dark-haired Wookiee. Clash of the Titans. That would be pretty epic, but
They fought in the comics. It was really fucking awesome.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. We might get maybe. Would you be cool with getting Chewbacca and not Han?
Chewbacca was like drugged. Chewbacca was like doped up with some drug that like it was like a paralysis thing. It was like started like slowing him down, and the black Chris, how do you say it? Chris, the black the no, that sounds bad. If I say like the black Wookiee is the
black
the bad one.
Chrysantan,
but like,
but we could say chrysanthemum if you want. He's the black chrysanthemum.
We'll just say the bad Wookiee, and but he's starting to like beat up on Chewie, and he has like this big boulder that he's about to like crush Chewie with, or crush someone with. But I think it was Chewie. I mean, it was like R2-D2 has like the cure to the drug that was in Chewbacca, and little like R2-D2's like little like robot arm, and it's like in the front of him, like the thing that like he electrocutes Ewoks with. He's like this little arm like pop up like that, and he like shoots the syringe, the needle. He like R2-D2 like shoots it forward, and it hits Chewbacca in the ass, and like pumps the antidote like into Chewbacca, and then Chewbacca's like Popeye when he eats his spinach. He's like, and then like the mean Wookiee is like coming down with a boulder like this, and Chewbacca punches up and punches into the boulder, shatters it into like a bunch of pebbles, and then punches the Wookiee in the face.
Dang,
wow.
That's hot. See, I would love to see that on Book of Boba Fett. Like that might be cool if like Chewie teams up with Boba Fett. That might be cool because Chewie can go off and do his own thing, and like Eunice Shutamayo, the guy who plays Chewie now, like he deserves to get like. I think Chewie could come back, if not Han, because everyone's saying no Han.
Chewie
like
could
Dom's
do
saying. Chewie could come back. Like that would be a cool cameo.
I bet Chewie shows up. Chewie will be in one of these shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I think
Finnish
Chewie could show.
dude who plays Chewbacca, he'd love to do it.
Eunice Shutamayo, I think is how you say his name. Who I met.
He sounds
he's very
he's
tall.
Swedish or Finnish?
He's very tall. I think he's Norwegian. He might be Swedish. I'm not sure. He might be Swedish. Dom says, weird thing is, even in Legends, he is basically the same character as he is in Book of Boba Fett. I think you're talking about the chrysanthemum, but Wookiee, but I'm not sure. Oh, no, Boba Fett is. Okay, gotcha. Post ROTJ. Legends is separate continuity. Everything since 2015 is canon. Harrison Ford hates Star Wars. He only does it for the money. They'd have to pay him so much money to get him back. I guarantee you they can get, he's probably like, I better
He's
get
Finnish.
He's Finnish. Okay, cool. Finland's cool. That's the language token based Elvish off of is one of the languages is Finnish.
My hot take is that Jawas are cuter than Ewoks.
Jawas are fucking assholes, though. They fucking man, like in the Mandalorian in the second episode when he gets back to his spaceship, they got like that shit up on blocks, fucking stripping all the shit off of it.
The Jawas will rob you so fast, dude. Like, they're like little vultures.
Yeah, you go into like a Jawa neighborhood. They'll pop up. They'll go like Martini, and like stick you up with a gun. Like take your watch, take your wallet, take your phone. Fuck those little fucks.
Blue disagrees and says Ewoks are way cuter. I think that Jawas are just as cute as Ewoks. Ruben, what do you say? Jawas or Ewoks? What's cuter?
Cuter? I guess I would go with the Ewok.
Ewoks are cuter than Jawas?
Ewok's like a big teddy bear.
I like Jawas more.
By the way, Ewoks can fuck you up too. Just FYI, they're pretty ruthless too. They'd kill you.
Y'all know
The Empire could have bombarded Endor from space and wiped out every living creature on it, and then built their satellite with no problem.
You know,
Ewoks are an inferior opponent.
I think a Jawa would kick an Ewok's ass.
Hell yeah.
The audience, whoever's still listening,
come out with some bazooka shit that they rigged up. Like 3 of them have to hold on just to fire.
You
want to know what a Jawa looks like if they take off their hood?
Yes, you have it.
I have to tell you a story about Jawas when I was playing the Star Wars MMO. Oh my god!
Is that Miracle Max? Like from? Is that like?
Oh my god! Dude.
Is that from from The Princess Bride? Is that like those guys?
I want to see
No,
if
that's
anyone in your
Buffy.
audience. Let's see if
That's
anyone in your
Buffy.
audience can guess what it's. Yeah, it's from Buffy the Vampire
I'm
Slayer.
Oh,
sorry.
Buffy.
Sorry, I fucked up. I fucked up, Father. Glorificus. Oh, splendid one.
Or what's that? Phantasm. What's the with the ball? The little ball that
yeah,
hits
Phantasm with anger scream.
You know, like that had like those ugly little things running around in that movie too.
It's true. It's true. Stress Free K says Ewoks are so insipidly cute they give me a toothache.
I
I
killed
tell you
Jawa.
something
I
about
killed
Ewoks,
Jawas in the Star Wars MMO, and I felt guilty.
You killed a Jawa in the
Yeah,
Star Wars
I killed
MMO?
a few Jawa. It wasn't just one.
Man, if I play a
man.
Star Wars game, I will shoot every Jawa and every Ewok I see in that
jeez.
game.
Oh,
On Battlefront 2, they have Ewok Hunt, where
If you want
You're-
good Star Wars stories, you play the Star Wars MMO. It's free to play. The stories are fucking amazing, and you get to make decisions, and you get to be part of the story. It's incredible. Some of the best Star Wars stories I've seen in years.
oh
the
wow.
Old Republic.
The Old Republic. It's free to play. It's an MMO, but it's like the worst MMO ever because it's very single player friendly. So, yeah, every class in the game has its own story, unique storyline in the universe. And so it's really cool how they did the
Yeah,
stories.
Brian plays that. There's actually if you want like a console game that's like a little bit more of your standard like a third person action adventure game. A lot of people overlooked it, but it got good reviews. I think it's a really great game, but the Jedi Fallen Order game that just
It's
came
too
out
slow.
a couple years ago.
It's too slow, like it's too slow, and it also has a really high difficulty level. You die so fucking fast, dude. Like I stopped playing that game, dude.
We'll put it on easy mode.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I'm about to play it again.
Okay.
But I don't know. I didn't think it was too hard, but I might play more of those than See, Dom Paris likes it. He thought it was great. But yeah, maybe it's the combat in it might not be for everyone. But I thought it was really well done. It really I thought it was a lot better than the Force Unleashed games. Those were real popular.
I
love
those,
the
like,
Force Unleashed game.
Yeah.
You should try
Those
Jedi
big acts of
Fallen
power.
Order.
I will try it.
Mm-hmm.
What were you saying, Braxton?
Oh no, like those big acts of power.
Oh yeah. Oh, when you
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah. Oh my god, that's like my favorite thing about it.
Uh,
And I love Force light. I love to have Force lightning. Like it's
Mhm.
actually very satisfying. Like
Yeah.
especially when you just like electrocute everyone in
I'm
the.
telling you, man, play the Star Wars MMO, baby.
Fry 'em, dude. Mhm.
You want to
But I-
feel force power? You play that game. fucking-
Really? I can do the
wow.
thing where I generate a bubble of Force.
Oh yeah, you can do
And
all
then
sorts of
destroy-
crazy. You can
it's like
force
crazy.
choke people.
Ooh. Unlimited
Man, I want to play
power.
Battlefront. I want to get online, shoot some people in Battlefront right now.
Oh, is that a
You
good
can be
game
a
too?
Jedi
It
who
seems like the
goes
Star Wars
goes
games are
evil.
more successful than the Star Trek games.
They have
Like-
because they don't make many Star Trek games. We've gotten Star Trek Online and Star Trek Bridge Crew. Not much else. I mean, there hasn't been much Star Trek in production lately until now. But I think we'll start getting more games now. Let's see how Resurgence does. I think Resurgence has a lot of potential. I like the idea of the Telltale people making a game that has choices in it and kind of factors in the Star Trek moral quandaries and the decision
I
making.
played A Wolf Among Us, the one based on Fables, the comic book
Yeah,
from Telltale. The game was pretty amazing. I can see a really cool Star Trek game in that made from those people.
Oh, that's cool, dude.
I just want a Star Trek game where I get to walk around everywhere on the different enterprises and just go to anywhere on the ship that I want to and just hang out there, like have a cup of coffee, social networking. Like I could
Yeah, that'd
tweet
be
from,
fun.
Like a Second
wanna-
Life, but Star Trek.
but
Yeah.
Star Trek, yeah. I want to
That'd be
tweet from
cool.
the bridge. I want to sit on the bridge and tweet from there. Like I just don't want. I'll never take off my virtual reality goggles. I'll just look around my house and it'll
Gaggles.
be the.
I mean, we're
gaggles.
gonna have a fully recreated the motion picture era Constitution refit Enterprise
Oh my
in
God, it's so
VR.
good.
Like the Roddenberry company is working. They were showing it off at Star Trek Las Vegas.
I saw a little bit of it too in the Apple computer. Apple did their latest keynote, and they showed a glimpse of the Enterprise and the interiors and stuff like that of the people who are working on that. It's pretty cool looking. But is
Pretty
that going to be
cool, bro.
available? Like we can go to Roddenberry's site and just go
Cool, bro.
anywhere on.
Well, they don't.
On the,
Right now, they're
the
just
refit?
doing it as a part of a project to preserve. They're basically trying to preserve everything that they have. They want to do these incredibly highly detailed scans of all the Roddenberry documents. They actually are scanning that Star Trek: The Motion Picture model of the Enterprise, and so there's like a 3D rendering of the model, but they just went ahead and like converted that to like the actual ship, and we're building like all the interiors for the different rooms and stuff. But yeah, the idea is that when hologram technology is real, they'd be able to create photorealistic images of all of these different items because it'll all be scanned in with these incredibly high resolution images.
That's super exciting.
They were also leaning into doing some NFT stuff, and then a lot of the negative
NFTs, yeah.
reactions
they,
to NFTs came about, and so they I think they're canceling that.
It's crazy the amount of computing power and the carbon, footprint of an NFT. I had no idea. I looked into it and I was like, dang. Blue had a cool question. We talked about this earlier, so thanks for asking. But I love the Jawas in Mando season 1. The egg stuff.
Yeah, I like that when they made them go get them that egg, and they're like they cut the egg open and they're like eating out. They look like Winnie the Pooh when he's eating honey out of the honey pot. He just dips his paw in there and then pulls out the honey. That's what them little shits look like eating that. But like, do they get like drunk off of that?
I think something. There's like some kind of effect because they all feel all
some
look
type
like
of
very,
narcotic or something.
Yeah, they're all very happy about it. Jedi Fallen Order is great.
They stole all his ship parts.
Oh, that's right.
And then he showed up to ask for them back, and they're like, "Bitch, go get us breakfast." There are some terrible
The Jawas
bastards.
are pretty hilarious, actually. Now that I think about it, Dom Paris, are Jawas and Tuscans native to Tatooine? This is the question we asked earlier. And apparently, Dom says yes, they are indeed. So according to the lore, maybe, but that's the impression I got from this episode as well. And that, I forgot to mention that's Tashi Station where the biker gang was.
Yeah. Oh, those
That's the
characters
first time
I think are people from the deleted scene in Star Wars.
They are. They are. They're the same. They made them look the same with the same hairstyle and everything. I forget what the name of those characters are, but yeah, that was the first time.
But they were when Luke goes to talk to Biggs. Would have been at the beginning of the movie. When he's wearing that bucket hat.
Cammy and Fixer. Dom's on top. Dom, do you want a link? You can totally.
They're also they show up in the when Boba Fett is trying to track down this pilot. Which this is in the canon comics. This is in the Disney era comics. So this is canon. But when Boba Fett is trying to track down the identity of the pilot that blew up the Death Star, he actually goes to Tashi Station and beats up all the people in there. And they're like, oh yeah, like this guy Luke, he lives out with his aunt and uncle. They got barbecued.
Dom, I invited him on. He's like, it's 6 a.m. I'm good. But thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
all your knowledge. Thanks for dropping this knowledge. Wonderful of you to be in the chats with us. Thank you.
Yeah, he knows a lot about both Star Trek and Star Wars.
Star Wars, yes. Dom has a minutia for these things, which is very cool. And you also have that Father, you don't sell yourself too short, but yeah, you didn't know that the Jawas were from Tatooine, that they were natives, so whatever.
Well, in like the old, the old legend stuff, that was kind of the thing. But I didn't know if they were like changing that in the new continuity.
Are NFTs still a thing? Yes, unfortunately they are. Yeah,
they're about to ruin video games forever.
We were talking about this earlier, Dom. Boba's from an ocean planet, and Father doesn't acknowledge Camino, so we couldn't talk about it further.
No, just
But
when
he's
you
reborn
try
on a
to talk
desert
about that stuff
planet.
seriously, it just
No, yeah, but it is very Dune-like, right? Like that's how
Dom
it's kind of like.
Dom probably doesn't have the same hangups that I have because he's younger, so I'm thinking he's probably like more
It's an
open
age
to the,
thing.
To the yeah, it really is. It really is. Like
Dom, you have
most,
cynicism to look forward to as you age.
no, it's just, most people my age or older like don't care for the prequels, and most people younger than me are more receptive to them. But Dom, I'd be interested to know your thoughts on the prequel trilogy.
No, Father is actually right. I mean, most younger people who like watched the prequels when they were like 10 or 5, they like them.
Yeah.
Like one of my guys in my D&D group, he loves Anakin. He loves he's 28, I think, 29. He loves Anakin. He loves the whole everything about the prequels.
Yeah, see,
And he hates the
Dom's like
sequels.
that. Dom loves the prequels.
And Dom does acknowledge that they are flawed. I've got here a image from Twitter where someone shared to show how well they recreated the Tashi station, so you can see all the like similarities. There's Luke.
It actually doesn't look as similar as I thought it did before you showed me this. That all looks a little different.
No, are you kidding? Like this is washed out because of the quality
Oh,
of this.
okay.
But like
Like
there's
the door, like the border around the door that he's walking through looks different. Like it looks
well,
like,
that
like
you
it's-
could
the
imagine
door's kind of a
changing.
different
Like
shape.
they might have had their doors blown out a couple times.
I mean, it was a
over the
deleted
years.
scene anyway, so it doesn't.
So it doesn't have to like
Yeah.
be holden to it. But like here are these like little shelves with liquor, and again, high quality like HD versus like like a cutscene that was never used, from VHS, probably from a film transfer to VHS. I wonder if they still have the. Lucas is pretty good about keeping everything, so I bet they still have like.
No, he claims that he destroyed the negatives for the original movie.
Oh, that was after he did it.
So-
After the remasters, for sure. He was just like, no one's ever gonna get a hold of the original material.
Dom,
and I'm
Dom
never gonna
has
let it."
Only I
no,
can
he's
ruin my
terrible.
own movie.
Yeah, it's true. What was that?
Dom is talking about the biker gang. They reminded me of the Swoop gang from Shadows of the Empire, which
Oh,
was
interesting.
Legends. That's Legends
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But anyone who knows about Shadows of the Empire will know about Swoop
And
gangs.
swoops. I know all about swoops from like a long time ago before the prequels came out. Everyone was talking about, oh, do you know about swoops and stuff? It was like pretty cool. They spray the Huttese letter K onto a building. It could relate to Clotho the Hutt, who was a rich Hutt in Legends. Oh, aren't they called the Clotho? They're the Niktos, right? The species that the biker gangs were. They're like the Klatus. There's the Klatus, the Nictus, and the Baratos. I think they're the Nictus, if
What?
I'm not mistaken. Lucas named 3 species after Klaatu, Nictu, Barada, which is what in
The Day of the Earth.
And also Army of Darkness makes jokes about that too.
yeah, and so Dom confirms. So they are the Nictos or the Nictus. Yeah, so they are part of that whole
Lucas is,
thing.
painfully
That's interesting because
obvious.
Klaatu, Nictu, Barada. So it's cool that there's a hut called Klato, or I don't know how it sounds, but yeah, it's
Klaatu
interesting.
Barada Nikto.
Barada Nikto. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, that's pretty cool that that's in there. So
You
again,
wouldn't have
Lucas,
been able to turn off the robot. You would have said that shit in the wrong order.
I did say it in the wrong order. It's true that bitch would have fried me. I'm like like you are wrong. Like, like goodbye Starfleet boy. It's true. But yeah, Book of Boba Fett. The last thing about the Book of Boba Fett is that myself and Kevin of 9 are actually going to do a full discussion devoted just to the Book of Boba Fett tomorrow night around 8:30, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're just going to go even deeper. Although this was really good. I'm just going to steal all the stuff we talked about from tonight. Thanks for all the knowledge, guys. That was a really good download. And I'll just be like, Kevin, did you know? Ha ha ha. Did you know? I don't know if he's watching this right now, but just in case you're not, I don't think you're watching this, Kevin. So yeah, I'll totally like drop the knowledge bombs on you guys. So we talked about The Expanse. We talked about the Book of Boba Fett. What else? There's nothing else that was out in pop culture in like the sci-fi fantasy world, right?
Not anything I can think of.
That's it. That's the only thing going on right now. There wasn't. Oh, we already talked about Don't Look Up, right? We already talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We're done.
Starfleet boy, blow up the damn ship.
Brax has been waiting all night to use that one.
Yes. Starfleet boy, blow up the damn ship. I love how she talks.
That's when you gotta be like, no, no.
no. I guess audiences where we turn to. We are not going to do a reading tonight. I don't think we're going to do a reading. We're not going to do a watch along either because we're definitely not going to go past 3 hours.
Hey, why don't we just watch the first Lord of the Rings movie and then decide if we want to do more after that?
No. That's going to be next year on Christmas. For our Christmas stream, we'll watch the Lord of the Rings.
Oh, we could do like the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy.
we
gotta work our way up to that.
That's like the longest.
Because that's gonna be 9 hours.
That's a 9-hour stream. I actually did that, by the way, when Return of the King came out. We saw the extendeds. I think that was the extendeds. I still have my badge somewhere here, but it was the extendeds of the first two movies and then the theatrical cut, and they did them. It was a whole day event, and I took the day off of work and did that. I think I might do that for the Star Trek movie, the new one when it comes out. I might take just the whole day off and.
There's more Star Trek movies than you can watch in a single day. It's like over 24 hours to watch.
No, I'm saying I'll take the whole day off and just make an event of it. Like I'll go stand in line, probably. It'll be just like a whole thing, and it'll be cool. Going back to the prequel trilogy for a second, regardless of what it ended up being, I will say the hype for that first movie was so exciting. I remember being in line and just like being so excited about it. What is that? Don't end on the. Father's like, don't kill me. Don't end on the.
I'd rather talk about the prequels than the sequels.
Dang. Did we Don't Look Up? I loved it. I thought it was a masterpiece.
I loved it.
Father, you can't watch it ever.
No,
again.
I think it's a must watch. I just I can't. It ruined me for like a week. I was like depressed as shit.
And then you came on the show, and then you were like, okay.
I got more depressed.
Depressed.
Then I almost slit my wrist open.
Oh my god. Braxton, have you seen Don't Look Up?
No, I haven't.
I highly recommend it. Ruben, you saw it.
What is it about?
Yeah.
The Don't Look Up is about a asteroid that's for sure gonna hit the Earth, like no doubt, in the next 6 months, and how humanity reacts to it. And it is unfortunately very realistic, I think, based on how society is today. I won't tell you.
Just watch it.
Just watch it. You just have to watch it.
Dude, you know I love spoilers.
I know, but and it's fine. It's it's certainly been enough time, but I would just say that here's what I'll say. I already told you the answer. It's for sure gonna hit the Earth, so you know that asteroid's coming. But that's not the important thing about it. Yes,
some people don't believe it.
It's all the things. You just gotta watch it, and it's cathartic in a way. Because no matter what, all of us have kind of experienced this thing collectively. It's just great. It's also really important because I think less than the most recent thing with the pandemic, it's more about climate change denial. That's what it's more about. And I think that's 100%, when you look at it from that perspective, it's 100% real. People are seeing tornadoes in the winter and all this stuff, and they're just like, oh, whatever, it's a cycle, it's 100-year cycle, no, it's already too late. The only thing we can do at this point is make contingencies.
We have 9 years to address it, and we're not going to.
Yeah, we're not going to. So the best thing we can do now is make plans, help people figure out what we already know actually from these really sophisticated models and maps. I already know what areas in Florida are going to be underwater and what are not. So right now, 9 years, that's the time to plan. Let's start moving to places that are less like that. But that's just not how humans.
Hold
work.
on, you said we have 9 years to do what?
Well, I mean, not that, but just to address it is what
9
Father
years
said,
before climate change is irreversible.
Yeah. But it's also not even. It's already irreversible, Father. It's just 9 years to like kind of like do something about lessening the effects of it. Like we can probably in 100 years turn it back around somehow if we're really good and we really start we really innovate towards green technologies and like really change our ways. But we can probably start reversing it later. And there is a thing in Star Trek about how like humanity is able to, through technology, reform the Earth to a more idyllic state, as they describe it. So apparently all this crap happens in Star Trek, but then the future Earth people are able to like reform the Earth into like a idyllic paradise, even though Florida has like a big gash down the middle or whatever. But or supposed to have, or had it at one point. But yeah, we're not quite there yet with our technology. We can hardly.
Don't they blow up Cuba also?
What?
They shoot the Zindi when they shoot Earth. They shoot Cuba and then do a gash up into Florida from Cuba.
Oh, it started in Cuba. That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
I don't know. After you end the stream, let's pull it up and
We'll
watch
it. Yeah,
and find out.
But anyways, highly
we're
recommend.
going to do a watch of season 1 of Enterprise
The entire
tonight.
first
The
season.
whole entire
No.
season tonight.
We're actually going to do an entire watch of all 800 episodes, but only the prime numbered episodes that came out on leap years.
Let's see. So anyways, yeah, don't look up highly
Oh,
recommend.
Dom tells me that I have it reversed. It started in Florida, then went down to Cuba.
Father remembered it backwards. That's understandable. What do stupid scientists know anyways? How society reacts to it in the age of fake news. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I think, we could talk about it forever. Maybe when Braxton, maybe when Braxton sees the movie, we'll do a special.
I don't think I can talk about it that much.
Like a segment on Don't Look Up.
No, this is something that I already worried about a lot, anyways, and I think we have just witnessed. I think we've just witnessed the point of no return for society in general, or at least for this country.
On your stream today, there was in the chat. The chat's always lively on the Text Trek stream, but I didn't. Jill 47, who doesn't watch the After Dark show because it's not a show for old ladies, but Jill said something like, "I didn't expect the yeah, Ruben, just keep it PG-13 on the daytime." No, I'm just kidding. But anyways,
I was the one that gets flamed.
Because you're the one who went there with I forget what you said earlier. That I was like, no, that's not. I forget what it was. But anyways, Jill said, I didn't think the apocalypse was gonna take so long. Meaning, we've always thought of the apocalypse as this event that occurs like a meteor crashing into the earth. Or a comet or something like that would create an extinction level event. But on the other hand, the true apocalypse has been going on for quite a while now, and it's a slow death of humanity unless we change our ways. So I don't know what can happen. I feel like at this point we need what Ruben often says is an alien invasion to unite us all. I
don't even think that would work. I think half the people would be like, "These aliens aren't even real."
These aliens are Democrats, or these aliens are Trump supporters.
Yeah, these aliens are part of a conspiracy for the globalist bankers out there.
Oh my! Well, I'm heading for the hills. There's a little bunker waiting for me somewhere with a bunch of survivalists, and I'm going to be the entertainment. We'll do private podcasts in the mountains.
It's not something that, our human brain that was designed to solve basic problems and help provide food and shelter to our little tribal community. Our brains cannot grasp some of these. The level of catastrophe that
they've shown in studies that people can relate to one death or 4 deaths, but when you say 1 million deaths, our brains just blank out because it's just too big of a number to start.
Yeah.
Once the numbers start getting too big, our brains are just like, what?
This is unfathomable.
Yeah, we can't perceive it. It's kind of like the size of space. Like when I watch Star Trek, I think about it all the time about how big space really is, and how they zip around so easily. How they ride these little tin can of a fucking shuttlecraft in the middle of space. Like it's like an ant literally flying through the cosmos, and you know.
It's
It's
smaller
wild.
than. It's even smaller than.
Yeah,
an
it's
ant.
probably even small. It's smaller than that for sure. We're some sort of quark in the grander scheme of.
A quark. You brought it home.
Quark.
Well, I guess that we're gonna end on this note of sadness here. Unless audience, you have anything, unless you have like a last question or anything that we could highlight or end on a cheerier note.
Maybe I'll watch Don't Look Up tonight. Maybe I'll start
Ooh.
watching it tonight.
Ooh, you should totally watch it. You should totally watch it.
You know, like every
Uh,
time I hear
it's a
that
feel-good
phrase,
movie.
like "don't look up," it like makes me I feel like my heart sink a little bit.
Blue says I also love the prequels, which is also making this is not Father's show tonight. Dang. OMG Starfleet Boy, don't end on a downer. I have a question. What celebrities OnlyFans would you subscribe to? Oh wow, I never actually thought of it. Are there any celebrities on OnlyFans? There have to be, right? Like there's got to be like celebrities who have an OnlyFans. Let me look it up.
Not real
I
ones.
don't think so. Yeah, I think there's been people who have become celebrities because of OnlyFans.
Hmm.
Oh, there was that one that Bella something, wasn't there? The one that kind of.
But yeah, but that was just like
I mean, she's like a minor celebrity, not really like a.
mhm.
Page 6, which is very famous, says celebrities with OnlyFans, 20 stars who have an account. Do you guys know who Lottie Moss is?
No,
Nope.
Shanna Mokler?
no.
Larsa Pippen? These are all beautiful women. I wish I could show you. I don't know if should I put this on screen?
I'm not
Do you
that
know
interested.
Who Bahad Bahabi is?
No.
No. Cardi B has an OnlyFans. I'm 100% subscribing to Cardi B's OnlyFans. I'm bringing it down to $4.99. What? Her thing is $4.99. Wow, Tyler
month?
Posey. Yeah, Teen
$4.99
Wolf's
a
Tyler
month?
Posey has an OnlyFans. What?
Oh shoot.
He posted a nude video for his September debut. Wow. Oh my gosh. Do you guys know who Bella Thorne is?
That's the one I was thinking of. She was she got famous from making a
OnlyFans.
shit ton of money on OnlyFans.
Sonia Morgan. Aaron Carter has an OnlyFans.
Who's Aaron Carter? Is that
He's-
kid who used to
He's
sing?
he's a
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
Oh
Nick
wow.
Carter's little brother.
Yeah, yeah. Who's Shia Kuli? She's beautiful. Oh my god. I just have to show you guys this person. Hold on. Wow. Do I still have a screen share up? Hold on, let's see here. You guys are like waiting for me, but I'm here like incompetent a little bit because I'm a little drunk. All right. Let me see if this works. Oh my god, fabulous. Okay, hold on. I'm like hyping this up way too much. Oh, it's not working. Why is it not working? It's is it here? Oh, here we go. This is
Is that a drag queen? That's Shea
I-
Coulee.
That's who. How did I say it? I said the name wrong. Shea Coulee.
Shea Coulee is yeah.
Shea Coulee.
Oh my god.
Shea Coulee is beautiful.
Shea
Oh my
Coulee
gosh.
is a great drag queen.
Oh my
So,
God, and look at this like cool outfit and everything. Like
mhm.
very cool.
But Shea Coulee's OnlyFans, like all you see on Shea Coulee's OnlyFans is like Shea Coulee getting dressed up for like drag shows, and then because it's been talked about on Twitter, and then like the spicy pic that he posted was like of him in a jock strap with like a whole bunch of pubes hanging out, and his body's not even that good. And then like drag queens don't look like great dudes. Like Shea Coulee has his eyebrows totally shaved because he's always painting them on because
Right.
he does drag, And so I don't think that he actually looks very good as a dude.
Okay.
But
have to look
everybody's got a type. If you like, dudes with no eyebrows. You know,
Apparently, so like, there's a couple of actual celebrities like DJ Khaled and Fat Joe, whoever they
Oh,
are.
I learned
Oh.
I learned this week that there's DJ Khaled, and then there's also
I know
a
who
guy.
DJ Khaled is.
There's also a dude called is he called Khaled or Khalid? But he's not a
DJ
he's not
Khaled.
DJ.
I think it's Khaled.
But there's another one. That's not the DJ part.
Oh, I don't know. Fat Joe. That's who they mentioned.
I think he's just called Khalid, or I don't know.
I think he's
I thought
Heavy
that-
Set Joe.
I thought Fat Joe had died.
Oh, that's sad.
No, that's Big Pun.
Michael B. Jordan is going to launch a OnlyFans as well.
But but their
Apparently.
OnlyFans is just like promotional stuff, and like
Right.
it's not like real.
That's what the Starfleet Boy Starfleet Boy has an OnlyFans. We haven't launched it yet, but when it comes out, it's going to be like me reading ASMR content, like reading fan fiction, like slash fiction, like between Kirk and Spock. I might be shirtless.
There's
in it, I don't know.
someone who contributes to a big Star Trek channel on YouTube who's on OnlyFans, but I don't know if I should say who it is.
Yes, no, it's fine because we've had them on After Dark. So I was actually gonna bring that up. Sean Ferrick.
That was not the person I was talking about.
Oh, and Bree. I forgot about that. She advertises it too on Twitter, so it's fine.
Bree who?
What's
Bree.
Bree's last name? I can't remember. But anyways,
Bree, the redheaded Trekkie.
the redheaded Trekkie.
Oh, she's got an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
And
it's
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this yet, but I mean, he announced it on Twitter, so I think it's okay. But our very own Juzel Ricks, or Matt, also just launched a OnlyFans, so go check that out as well. And then, I'll let you know when Starfleet Boy launches his OnlyFans. Would you guys do a calendar with me, like a 12-month Starfleet Boy After Dark calendar? Like, what month would you want to be? Like, Father, what month would you want to be? If you were on a
well, I really like Christmas, so maybe I could be
See,
like I
Mr.
could be
December.
a sexy Santa in
You
December.
totally could pull it off. What about you, Braxton? What month would you want to be?
I think
Summer.
I think I'd like May.
May, that's my month. That's the month I was born. What about you, Ruben? What month would you want to be?
I guess I'll be August.
The audience is included, so if you're still listening, what month do you want to be featured?
No one wants to be in this. No one wants to be in this calendar.
Sean 100% will do this.
I need 2 months, if you know what I mean, if you want to get the whole thing.
All right, Blue. I hope we satified you by ending on
Who
a
gets
up
February
note.
then? The shortest month.
Gene Roddenberry.
Oh, so whose
Sorry, Gene.
OnlyFans would you most?
Oh yeah,
want-
we didn't answer the
Which
question.
famous person would you most want to see naked? As much as I hate him, I think the most famous person that I would want to see naked is Henry Cavill.
Oh, he's pretty much shown you everything. Though.
Like, you know what? And the thing, and it
like
wouldn't
the
even matter.
Superman suit, you just need to apply one little detail, and then you've seen everything, right?
It
Like
wouldn't
that's.
matter. It wouldn't matter if he had a micro penis. It's just like to see it all.
You
like,
just wanna
in its,
see
like,
it
in its
full glory.
magnificent glory.
Has-
Just like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
In The Witcher,
I'm about
you
to
see
faint.
his butt, right? You've seen in The Witcher, right?
I haven't
Like,
watched The Witcher.
Is it true?
His,
Who's watching The Witcher?
It's
I feel
probably
like
a
you
body
see-
double,
I saw season 1, but I
probably.
haven't seen season 2 yet.
That's a good one.
but I haven't watched it, so I don't know.
Ruben, do you feel comfortable telling us your celebrity that you would most like to
I
see?
think Henry Cavill's second movie, it was a biography where he played a gay artist, and there's like a 10-minute gay sex scene where he's just getting like.
Shut up, Reeser. You're saying that up.
No, I've seen that.
I
He's
saw
not
Braxton
lying.
going
It's
like-
like a real movie.
Forget Braxton. I'm like IMDb.
No, if I could see but like a celebrity naked, like just see a picture of her naked or him naked, or like have them in front of me naked.
No,
Like,
like
and
you
be
can,
able to grab
like an
them.
OnlyFans. Like
you
what?
see their
yeah.
OnlyFans, so you get to see all the pictures and stuff. You know.
I don't know, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett
Fuck
Johansson.
it. Just the first person that came to mind.
All right,
Oh,
what about
wow.
you? What about you, Father? If you feel comfortable.
I don't know. Haven't I told you about like when I was a kid and like Xena was on? Like I always wanted to see
Lucy
Xena
Lawless.
naked.
Well, she's naked.
Lucy
Stop taking
Lawless.
her.
Oh,
Then
okay.
yeah, but then like I see her naked in in that show Spartacus,
Right, that was it.
and she looks great. Like I'm glad I got to see it, but I feel like part of like the I don't know, like the desire, the mystique. I feel like I just kind of lost something by like I don't know, like I remember the days when like you always hoped for stuff like that, but you like knew it wasn't actually going to happen.
I remember
yeah.
at a con, I found a VHS tape. This guy was selling a VHS tape that had a bunch of nude scenes of famous actors, and like Troy was in it. So it was like
the nude stuff.
I think who was it? What's her name was in it too? Tasha.
She did some
Denise Crosby.
low budget movies in the 90s.
And I remember as a kid, my buying this tape and taking it home and watching it and be like, "Oh my god, it's fucking Troy's tits!"
Rarely is it ever as good as what you imagine.
I actually remember Ruben being excited about that and telling everyone at school, like, "Oh my gosh, you guys! I just
did he show it to you, Sohel?
No, I never saw it, but I used to cover my eyes. I was a very modest child, so
it's true.
It's true, right? I was very modest. I would like cover my eyes. Not anymore. I'm very different.
I used to
now.
masturbate in public though.
Hold on.
I mean,
Stress Free K just said something crazy. Shay was on Drag Race, but I don't think she did very well. Too spicy. Like, okay, so Shay, like, won Drag Race All Stars 6, and then also like Shay was in the top like 3 or 4 for season 8. Shay is an amazing drag queen. If that drag queen didn't like pull out her hat and like pour rose petals on the stage, Shea Coulee probably would have won season 8. Like, she is funny, she can act, she is an amazing dancer, she has great style, like she has like all of the drag fundamentals. Shay is a great drag queen. I have to strongly disagree with you, Stress Free K. Shay's great.
There we have it. Very cool. We are all about discourse and disagreement on here.
I just read her for filth.
Stress Free K. Feel free to rebuttal on that or agree with or change your mind however you feel like or don't worry about it at all. I'm trying to look at something I can play of Shea Coulee's on here because now you have me super intrigued, but I don't know if it's all copyrighted or not, if I can play it or not. But now I'm definitely gonna.
And also Shay is also really nice.
You met Shay?
No, but she seems nice on the show. Like she'll help other drag queens to like sew their costume and like get themselves together. You know,
that is very nice. I've seen every celebrity I've ever wanted to see naked, so I don't have an answer for that. I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna go with Jerry Ryan.
Ooh, Jerry.
Oh, that's a good one, dude. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Or in 1998. Or 97. She started showing up on Voyager in 97.
Did all of you guys pick Star Trek? No, not all of you guys picked Star Trek celebrities. That was ScarJo on Ruben, and Braxton, you picked Henry Cavill. Although he could
Starfleet Boy picks William Shatner.
William Shatner now.
Like I was gonna say, Ian McGregor already saw his penis in Trainspotting. Let's see who else.
You know, new Spock would be a real good choice for you, dude. He is gorgeous.
He is gorgeous, but he's not like someone that I like. I thought it was like high stakes. Like you can only like the ones. He's not.
I know who Starfleet Boy would actually pick.
Who is it? Who's it?
America's 45th president, Donald J. Trump.
Which you could see naked, by the way, because there were naked effigies of him in Seattle. It was the greatest thing ever. Like they had these embarrassing naked Donald Trump effigies that they would beat up and burn. It was great. Sorry, I just thought it was great. But I would have to... Oh, go ahead.
I think that is good that we are getting to the point where it is not a big deal to have like nude photos out there.
Yeah.
Like you realize everybody's got like a butt and a penis and boobs, and you know what? It's not a fucking big deal.
It's not a big deal. And I think that like things like the reason I support the OnlyFans platform is because growing up, I knew some folks that went into the porn industry, and they were, if you're talking about being exploited in just regular Hollywood, like the amount of abuse, exploitation, like and just like bad kind of behavior that goes on in the porn industry is terrible. But what I like about OnlyFans is that it lets you take control of kind of like your content, your presentation, your self-expression, and it's a direct, there's no like porn company doing it. You get to like be your own creator, and you get to do collaborations, and it's all very up and up. You have to sign like legal documents if you do collaborations. Like, it's a very good, healthy system, and it takes out that studio. I think it might, interestingly, it's kind of doing what YouTube did for creators, for filmmakers, and gave them the opportunity to showcase their work, whether it works or not. But like OnlyFans is kind of doing that for like sex workers, which I think is great, because that's an industry where, a lot of people, unfortunately, like they fall into like the wrong kind of like, situation, and a lot of it's out of your control, and there's still a lot of like, just bad stuff associated with it. I was very excited to hear that Steven Spielberg's daughter is interested in the porn industry and is probably going to revolutionize that industry. So I think that's pretty cool. I do think that overall, though, just like anything, we could probably do porn in moderation, but that's up to every individual.
How can you revolutionize the porn industry besides like starting a site like OnlyFans? Like, I mean, because people have been having sex for like as long as we fucking exist.
3D, it's coming. You're gonna go into like, you're gonna put on a suit and you'll feel.
So we're not gonna address climate change, because everyone's gonna go into their fucking porn VR.
Everyone's gonna be so sexually.
Put on
satisfied.
your fucking Oculus Rift 4.0 jack-off goggles.
You know what's gonna happen?
Strap the fucking
like the
programmable fleshlight. And
everyone will get off, so everyone will be happier and in better moods, and they won't be doing war.
And then the comet hits, and we all die.
And then we all die.
Like a bunch of fucking morons.
We
could have gone and explored space and been the Federation, but we were like, fuck it. I'm not gonna put in the effort. Let's just fuck up our planet and die.
We're not gonna do that.
We are gonna do that.
No. Well, we'll be here for another 40 years. Talking about it, at least, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll get to see the whole like decline of Empire. We'll get to see the fucking collapse of
Starfleet boy started streaming 40 years ago on a bet with Fathery that he couldn't stream for 40 years nonstop, and it's still going 40 years.
Actually, my plan is to go 45 more years.
Nice.
I already have my retirement date set.
Guys, it's already at the 3-hour mark, so I'm not going to push it any further. Thank you for joining me for another Starfleet Boy.
It's actually at the 2-hour 56-minute mark.
6 minutes. I know, but we're saying our goodbyes and promotions, so it might take a little minute. Thank you for coming on.
I can stretch it out to 3 hours.
Braxton, what have you got to promote this week, or what do you got going on, or how can people follow you?
Follow me on Twitter at Leviathan026. I don't have so much going on. I'll be watching some shows, and Starfleet boy, blow up the damn ship.
I love it. I hope you say that every time. Father, since Ruben's not there, I'll go for him, which is to say that you can find him on ruben-writes.com, which he never updates. So just go to popaxiom.com, where he has his writings up, and also rumorg.com. So you can check out Ruben's work there. He's our resident gamer. Also, we should do more game segments. I just realized but Ruben was pretty good, and he wasn't like totally in his games the whole time on this episode. But he's our resident gamer, so he's always gaming when he's on our streams, which is kind of fun. And then Fathery, what have you got going on other than your recent tonight's episode that you just dropped?
Oh yeah, we just talked about the latest Prodigy, so we're going to be doing that weekly. Every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central, we'll be discussing each week's episode of new Star Trek Prodigy. We give a deep look from deep in the heart of Texas, and we talk about all the writing, the canon connections, the aesthetics, the ships, the aliens, any type of Easter eggs that are in there, everything. And that will be also available for Star Trek Discovery when that show returns on February 10th. And then we're going to be doing Picard and Lower Decks and everything else coming out this year and next year and every year, forever and ever.
Forever and ever. No rest for Fathery. Star Trek's going to eventually do 52 episodes a year, and he will never get a break, unfortunately. But maybe by then, if you subscribe, hit the like button, leave comments, and share Text Trek, maybe by then
that'd be great if anyone could hop on over to the Text Trek YouTube channel and subscribe there, or if you can listen to our podcast, because we distribute the show as a podcast also. If you can give us a 5-star on Apple Podcast or rate us on whatever app you use to get your podcast, or if you could do both, if you could do that and subscribe, that would be tremendously helpful.
Super cool.
I'm also going to be on Starfleet Boy tomorrow to talk about And the
Yes.
Children Shall Lead. And then Saturday I'll be on Starfleet Boy again to talk about
Sunday,
Star Trek Picard. Yeah, tomorrow Saturday, then the day after is Sunday.
Then the day after.
I'm the one who's not drinking, so I should be able to have my days straight. I've almost vamped long enough for it to be 3 hours. There's 1 minute left. So I'm just going to go ahead and go for Ruben. And that you can find Ruben on his main website, which is nambla.org.
Nambla? Oh, shit. Damn. Father dropping the Nambla reference. Dang.
Oh my god.
Oh, Ruben, you're back. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
How's it going?
You could check. You could check out Starfleet Boy. Also on Sunday, I'll
Also
be
on
not Nambla. On Sunday, I'll also be on the Trek Central live stream, which is going to happen at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So check it out there, and you can see Dom and Captain Jack, I think, is going to be on that stream as well. So I'm excited about that. We're going to talk about Star Trek and just kind of like all the things that are going on. So that'll be that. And then I think Robbie is doing Silence in the Library on Saturday. So go check out Earl Grey Trekkie, who does the Doctor Who reviews. And I think Brian will be there, and so will Marcelo. So that's it. We did it. We reached 3 hours. So live long and prosper.
Hi, Jude.
Jude's here. Yeah. Got here late, but have a great night, everyone. Thanks, Jude. Nice to
Bye,
see
We
you.
gotta
Jude.
keep going for Jude then.
No,
No, we can do another 3 hours
you-
for Jude.
you
We'll
guys
watch
can-
the back half of Star Trek 2 and the front half of Star Trek 1.
No,
No,
wait. We need to do the first act of Star Trek 5, the second act of Star Trek 2, and then the third act of Star Trek Into Darkness.
Thank you, Stress Free K. Thank you, Taryn Larson. Thank you, Blue. Thank you, Parentheses. And thank you, Dom. That was very nice of you guys to join us tonight. Live long and prosper, everyone. We'll see you next time.